Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hello. Okay. Let's go straight to YouTube and let's see who is there. Awesome. We are waiting for more comment section. In the meantime, Adobe, let me add you to the stage. You can put up your mic or put up your camera if you're not looking good. We can see you live right now. There's a camera button at the bottom of the screen. Start cam. Yes. Oh, awesome. So let's wait for more people to join in. Now I need to sort out the problem of you all not hearing. Yes, good day, TAJ. It's nice to have you here. Now let me play my music again and let me know if you can hear my music now. Can you hear my music? We can't hear your music.
Hey, Louise.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, about that. Wait. Oh yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
The only name I want to hear na Jesus. You see, my God is such a big God. Who say we don't go make a what an insult? So when the devil tried to deceive us, we look at him and say, anything where we touch is a bless, cause we get the backing of the kingdom.
Means that the heal the sick, means that the raise the dead. For the power in me, I can conquer the world and universe, everything I see. For the power in me, I have conquered.
Yeah, what does I say? You be that guy with it. I be that guy with it. Yeah. Who you be? I be that guy with it. Say, you be that guy with it. Yeah. You be, I be, yeah. Say, hey, that guy. I be that guy. I be that guy with the water. I be that guy. I be that guy. Say, you be that guy. Say what you mean there?
Help drive sales, leads, or site traffic by getting your business in front of people who are active.
But I want you. I beg you, don't be sleeping on a bicycle. Yeah, if God before me, I the one that will be there. Take a walk or show you muscle. They never tell her.
Hello.
No be me go fight there, no be me go bust the bottle. See, if God before me.
We can hear. Louis says we can hear. Amazing.
If God before you, who goes down, man? Who goes down, man? Who goes down, man? If God before me, who goes down, man? I say nobody. If God before you, who goes down, man? Hey, who goes down, man? Oh, Jojo, who goes down, man? I say nobody. Come on, baby, for attention. My dear brother, don't go, cause who God don't bless. So you don't do anything, we go little. get time for fullness. Make I remind you if you don't forget. Touch not my anointed, that's correct. But if you put hand, oh bros, you go collect. Eh, ash the book Adineza. You get the time way, but this a be shaker. When it got reach where Baba ready face am. They put your grass, just dirty, drop paper. Eh, remember fellow where they formed on dada. The guy see the screen for the water, no be say I they want you. But if you touch me, no go hard. Wahala, don't to Okada. If God be for me, get hana. Cause I go sip juice and jolly. I so enjoyment go to show for my body. You know get a spoon.
Adobe.
All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Live here in Nigeria is Adelby, and welcome to the first software testing book launch. Okay, we've had the physical edition, but here is the virtual edition for our software testers and software test enthusiasts and tech enthusiasts that are not in Nigeria. So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're joining us from. And I'm happy to have you guys on board. So, you can just make use of the emojis or the hello. Just say hello in the comment section if you can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Am I being heard? Hola, hola, hola.
We can hear you and our
Great,
speaker.
great, great. So I would just like that you just use an emoji. Great. Hi, Faith. Hello, Louis. Welcome. Um, Taj, welcome and good day. Kende, good to see you here. Ene, welcome. Hello. Please, I would like that you share this link to any software testing community you belong, whether it's in Nigeria software testing, any software testing community at all that you belong, so that we can have more software testers in diaspora join us for this book launch. So good to have you here, everybody. I'm still waiting for us to let others join. Let's keep joining. Let's keep joining. Let's keep joining. Hi, Taj. Thank you so much. All right. Welcome everybody. Yay, I can see you, Aziz. Good afternoon. All right, you can just type in the comment section where you're joining us from. If you're joining us from Nigeria and you were not able to join the physical book launch, you can just say hello, joining from Nigeria. If you're joining us from Germany, hello, joining from Germany. Joining us from Canada, wherever you're joining us from, just tell us where you are joining us from. Great. Faith is joining us from, wow. Judith is joining us from Ghana. Hello, Ghana people, our brothers. Welcome, Faith. Welcome, Judith. Louis, where are you joining us from? Wow, Oluwatomi is joining us from Lagos, Nigeria. Great, that's great. That's great. Bauchi, Knockout is joining us from Bauchi, Nigeria. Abidemi Adeloye is joining us from Nigeria. That is great. That is great. Walter is joining us from Georgia, USA. That's great. Good to have you. Kehinde is joining us from Abuja, Nigeria. Well done. Aziz Esther joining us from Abuja, Nigeria. That's great. Keep it coming in. We have 19 more people joining us right now. All right. Who is on the console sheet to All right, I want to welcome every one of us. This is going to be a very interactive and interesting, mind-blowing session. So we had one of this in Nigeria in 9th of this month, and it was amazing. You can we should be showing highlights of that later today. And I would really like that we are very much attentive. This event is a virtual one, yes, but it's as good as the physical one, right? So you're going to be learning a whole lot. Like, if you don't have this book, just sit back, relax, have your earpiece in your ear, have your pen and paper, your pen and paper around you, or your notepad around you, because you're going to be hearing from seasoned professionals in software testing. So try as much as possible. And yeah, you're going to be winning some exciting prizes. Yeah, you're not going back empty-handed. You're going to be winning some exciting prizes. So be attentive. You can ask questions. You can put down some things that you've learned and post it on social media. Yes, there's going to be a time for that, but try as much as possible to be attentive. Right about now, I'm going to introduce our very own book reviewer, the first book reviewer. Okay, first of all, I'm going to bring in our very own author, the emperor, the empress, the conqueror, the champion. The lion is here. So she's going to talk us. First of all, we're going to read her bio. We're going to listen to her bio, and from there, she's going to come on stage and tell us why she wrote this masterpiece. Right? So I'll be introducing Ibironke Yekinni, our seasoned software testing author. I think the first in Africa. So I don't know if she's here. I don't know if she's here. I don't know if she's here. Can we play? Yeah, let's play the bio. We can't hear. We can't hear. Can somebody help us on the console there? All right, while we're waiting for that, I would like to just say a little bit about, we still can't hear, a little bit about Ibironke Yekinni. First of all, as we all know, she is the founder of Testify Limited, and not only Testify Limited is more like a body that houses all other subsidiaries that is under it. So she's also, as we all know that right now, she's a software tester and a cybersecurity expert, and she is a seasoned author. We still can't hear. We still can't hear. We still can't hear. So while we're waiting for her, we can still join, ask others to join. Can ask others to join. We can share this link on WhatsApp, share it on Telegram, any software testing or tech
with an
community.
ND, HND in computer.
All right, so we'll be starting that afresh so you can hear who Ibironke is. Great. Sit back, relax, and
Ibironke
enjoy.
Yekinni is a distinguished expert in software testing and cybersecurity, renowned for her significant contributions to this field through a combination of academic excellence, professional leadership, and entrepreneurial ventures in the industry. As a technology leader, Ibironke's journey in technology began with an ND and HND in computer science, both earned with distinction, demonstrating her early proficiency and dedication. She further solidified her expertise with a Bachelor of Science, BSc in Computer Science. To enhance her knowledge, she pursued a Master's of Science, MSc in Cybersecurity, Threat Intelligence and Forensics from the University of Salford, UK, focusing on the critical aspects of identifying, analyzing, and mitigating cyber threats and vulnerabilities in business solutions. Recognized as an industry leader in software testing, Ibironke has played a pivotal role in shaping industry standards and practices. Her credentials as a certified application security engineer underscore her expertise in securing applications and protecting them against cyber threats. As a sought-after global speaker, Ibironke has shared her insights and advancements in software testing and cybersecurity at numerous international conferences, books, and software testing events. She is also an influential author, having written the first books of software testing in Africa, providing invaluable knowledge and resources to the region's tech and testing communities. Ibironke's entrepreneurial spirit is evident through the multiple initiatives she has founded. Testify Limited is a leading technology quality assurance service for software and testing quality assurance. It focuses on partnering companies to deliver quality-first products and training to provide top-tier skilled quality engineers through the Pan-African Software Testing Institute and testing consulting service and outscoring of the top 1% of engineers. Tech for Christ is an initiative that focuses on empowering believers with employable technology skills for careers and business. Career Starters Launchpad, a bootstrap mentorship program designed to accelerate undergraduates fresh graduates, and technology enthusiasts in starting and building fulfilling careers in tech. Testers Quarters, the largest social enterprise and resource hub for software testers in Africa. Tech Team, an initiative empowering the next generation with tech skills and knowledge, with goal of promoting sustained, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all goal 8 of SDG. Royal Surveys. This is where culinary excellence meets royal treatment. We specialize in delivering exquisite catering services that turn every meal into an extraordinary experience. At Royal Surveys, we believe that food is more than just sustenance. Rather, it's an expression of art, culture, and connection. As a career transformational coach, Ibironke is dedicated to guiding individuals through career transitions, offering mentorship and strategies for professional growth, youth development, and economic empowerment. Ibironke Yekinni's career is marked by academic excellence, industrial leadership, and a commitment to empowering others. Her multifaceted being, expertise, and dedication has left an indelible mark, making her a respected figure and a source of inspiration for many.
All right. And with that, I would like to bring Ibironke Yekinni on stage. I would like you to give her a round of applause because all this while, where they are reading her bio, nobody was even showing any emoji. Please make welcome Ibironke Yekinni on stage. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. We can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adobe. And thank you for that long video that you played again. I mean, you have said my name. What else do I want to say? I'll just go straight talking about the book. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining this book launch. I mean, it's virtual. I was thinking, how is it going to look like doing virtual book launch? But anyways, you are going to do it. Thank you so much to all the amazing speakers that are already here. Margaret is here. Marit is here. Bola is here. I feel like screaming to everybody that is here. Nathaniel is here. That's my person. Thank you so much to Mario. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Anu Wisdom. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And to all the attendees on YouTube, I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. Thank you. Today's going to be fun because we are going to be doing it together. I mean, how do we have all of these people and we'll not enjoy ourselves? Thank you so much. Just a quick one about the book. I think during the physical launch, I said a lot of things, which I'm going to be repeating here again. The essence of the book is simply to raise the awareness of software testing generally in Africa. You can imagine when we did the first meetup of software testers in Ghana in June 8th of this year, and realized that, oh, that was the first gathering of software testers in Ghana. And I was still talking to somebody else in Kenya where they have been doing, of course, software testing for a while, and they have been, meeting from professional bodies. But again, there's so much to do when it comes to software testing generally in Africa. I mean, outside Nigeria, we know that outside Africa, we know that testing is like a known default things, but it is not the same here. So the essence of the book is to raise more awareness, not only for people to know that there is something called software testing, which we still get as of now in different countries in Africa, but it's more important for people to understand the importance of testing. We still have different companies, different countries, different individuals to see software testing as let's just see if it pass or fails. I mean, in 2024, we still have people ask me, what's software testing? And I feel like that is where even the whole inspiration of this book came up. If I to pull my entire feedbacks or questions on LinkedIn, I can tell you that 98% of them is, what is this software testing? It is either that they don't know what it is, or they have heard about it, but they don't understand what it is. I'm not saying I'm an expert in the field, right? There is still a whole lot of journey to cover. I mean, Bukola came, and Bukola has been in the industry for close to 3 decades. She was present at the physical book launch. Marit is here. These people have been in the field for decades. And who am I? I'm still very, very young in the field, right? Just close to a decade of it. And there's still so much to cover. There's still so much to learn. However, my ultimate goal is that while I'm learning, we all are learning together. It's not just that Ibironke is there. It's not Ibironke thing. It's software testing industry, right? And the more people we bring in, the more we always talk about it, the more we teach other people about it, the more we advocate about it, the more the importance become of what software testing is. So the essence of the book is to demystify it in a very simple way that even just, which eventually I think I'm so proud of myself that I achieved that just in 1 week of releasing the book launch when a 13 years old guy, yeah, he's a guy, a 13 years old guy wrote back to me and said, "Oh, I just finished reading your book. It was very interesting." I was like, okay. I mean, 13 years old could read it. And I've also gotten feedback from those who have been in the field for 10, 15 years. And in fact, someone like Bukola, who has been in the field for 30 years, literally said she read it back to back in 3 days. And she literally wish she had it something like this when she was starting her career. I feel like that is what we want to hear. We want to see CTOs hear about this book and know what software testing is about, and not just some entry level professionals that need to test the application. We want CEOs to know about software testing and understand it more. We want governments to be more acceptance about, because today, speaking with Nigeria in mindset, right? It is strictly we have software development body, we have cybersecurity, but we don't really have software testing in the government parastatals level. So these are the awareness that this book is channeled to raise. And of course, this is just one to many more other books to come from me and from even other professionals generally in Africa. So yes, this session is going to be giving you insights to what this book is all about. So even if you don't have the book already, by the end of this session, you will definitely know what is inside this book. But of course, you can only experience peeling the peels of the orange if you don't have the book from this session. So after this session, I hope you get inspired enough to get a copy of the book. It might not even be for you. You can buy for other people. You can share to your colleagues at work. My CTO entirely bought like 30 copies of the book and shared with the different tech and customer service team. So you can do the same as well. All right. So that is all about me. I'm so excited to have you all, and I cannot wait to hear your feedback at the end of the entire session today. Thank you once again, everyone, and let's run with it. Adobe, over to you.
Okay, thank you. That was from the author of this ABC of software testing. Thank you so much, Ibironke, for that presentation. All right, moving on to the next part. We have a book review from our very own Marit. I don't know if you're a software tester and you don't know her. I don't know. Maybe you should just go back and follow her on LinkedIn and read about her, because she's one of the big people when it comes to software testing. So she is going to be giving us a review about chapter 1 to 5. And so I'm sure she has read the book from cover to cover, and she's not, once she said this is okay, 1 to 4. Yeah, she's going to be giving us a review of 1 to 4, chapter 1 to 4. And I don't know if you know about her, but I'll be reading her bio, a brief bio, just a little. I'm going to be telling you a little about her. So first of all, Marret is a result-oriented software development professional and exceptional exploratory tester. She's dedicated to enhancing processes while delivering high-quality solutions. With a polyglot programming background, she brings a unique perspective to software development. She consistently identifies and improves the opportunities in a thriving in collaborative environments. She leverages her specialist skills in hands-on roles, and she partners with developers and business leaders to ensure seamless integration between software development
I don't know. I think we lost her at that point. So let me help. I mean, I definitely wanted to read this bio by myself. I don't know why they did. You see, network fast for me. All right, so guys, let me introduce Mary by myself. Finally, the network is in my favor. Yes. All right, Marit is a result-oriented software development professional and an exceptional exploration tester. I mean, if you have been following her on LinkedIn and you don't know this, I don't know what you have been following. She's dedicated to enhancing processes while driving high quality solutions. With a polyglot programming background, she brings a unique perspective to software development, consistently identifying improvement areas, opportunities. Thriving in a collaborative environment, she leverages her specialist skills in hands-on roles, partnering with developers and business analysts to ensure effective test automation and focused acceptance testing. Married extensive experience across agile and traditional lifecycle models equip her to organize and deliver testing effectively. With a strong theoretical foundation from her research and teaching in software testing, she approaches quality assurance with a commitment to precision, taking pride in delivering projects on time while embedded quality into every stage of the project. I just don't want to waste your time. This is just like an intro to our introduction, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, please, I need to see your clap. If not, you're not starting. I need to see your clap. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Maret for the book review. Over to you, Maret.
So can you hear me and can you see me?
Loud and clear, visible and bold.
Okay. And I hope you also maybe see my screen. At least I tried sharing it.
Okay, yes, I can bring that up stage. Definitely. Yeah. Yes, that's your screen.
First of all, Ibironke, thank you so much for asking me to read the book. I did read it from cover to cover, reflecting weeks after I had read it on the pieces that you have picked there. The audience that you have in mind, the newbies to the industry, might not always be the one that I have in mind whenever I write about my day-to-day job things. And it was so valuable to me to be kind of like, reminded of all of the basic things or basic knowledge that we need to share amongst everyone who comes into this software field.
Amazing.
I read the again now to prepare for this. I revisited the chapters 1 to 4 for all of your convenience. And actually, I felt like I read sort of, I was reading 4 chapters, but I actually ended up reading kind of like 2 different themes. Chapters 1 and 2 were talking about the history of the tech era. And I noticed that the second time around, when I was kind of going through all of it, the whole metaphor of knowing things about the general world, about how we make food and how the technology or how the different ways of cooking have evolved, made really clear the point that all of our software, it starts with running on hardware. It took us quite many decades to build that hardware. It got connected by internet, and it is the foundation for people, which is then giving us these tech-oriented contribution career opportunities. So for the chapters 1 and 2, it wasn't necessarily so much on testing that we were talking about. It was kind of the backdrop into what testing comes into, the technology field, the importance of this, and the absolute kind of like pervasiveness of these technologies in all of our lives. Reading it again also reminded me, Ibironke, of meeting you in the internet for the first time. I don't think a woman in Finland who would have ended up meeting you if we didn't have the lovely internet in between us.
Absolutely.
So kind of like, the big heart for that people of industry, it really shone through when I went through again the chapters 1 and 2. So thank you for those.
You're cool.
Then chapters 3 and 4 gave me quite a different perspective. So that's where testing really comes into your perspective that you're sharing in the book. And it lays a very solid foundation from the importance of testing to the basic life cycle of what does it look like when we are doing testing. The listing of 10 reasons made me smile a little on exactly 10 reasons. Maybe there could be, 100 reasons as well. And then I realized that you had created this really lovely structure where you had 10 reasons, but you also had top three kind of like impacts that those reasons all link up to: operational excellence, building software worth having, customer satisfaction, and long-term sustainability. Like, I really love the fact that you emphasized also the long-term sustainability, that software, whenever we create it for the first time, just exists for longer periods of time, and actually a lot of the costs end up coming in that long-term sustainability part if testing wasn't there. So lovely work on getting that all written down on paper. And then on chapter 4, going into what is it actually that testing looks like. Again, a listing of 10 things, which I kind of go through as in, I again, in my mind, find myself collating them together. So you talked about the idea of first getting information about the test target, gathering all of that information, then getting an environment where the test target is, because you can't test without having something that actually is installed and usable, and you can start figuring out what's right and what's wrong with that. Then going into all the different kinds of strategies and logistics for that new info that testers are supposed to be creating as they're testing for all of the parties. And the emphasis on repeating till done, paying attention to when things are done. I really love the way that you covered that in the book. And I really appreciated the story of your, I think it was nephew, Landre. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
Getting the little story of we do need to remind people of these experiences. Some people who have absolutely no clue on what tech is or what software testing is. Job well done, Ibironke. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maret. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, I love the fact that you had mentioned that this even reminded you of where you had even started from, and of course, the story from engaging my nephew of 10 years old. You just absolutely perfect, because I mean, if you there's this very, I don't know if it is correct, but there is this very common adage that say that if you cannot communicate to a child what you know, then probably you're not an expert in it yet, right? People would say that it's very complicated, I can't explain it. I mean, it just means that you don't understand what you're saying yet. So I mean, thank you so much. That is really, really wonderful. Thank you so much, Marit, for reviewing this. And of course, when I was sending the book, at some time when I was rounding up the book and I knew that I was going to share this book with you, I had to go back and say, okay, better write this thing well. You better write this thing well. Marit is definitely going to read this. She's going to explore this book end to end, and she's going to give her feedback about it undiluted. So I had to go back and make sure that, am I sure? I had to go back to my book, my software testing book, as far as 7 years ago, to go and make sure that what I've written are correct and true. Not only because you are going to read it, but at the same time, if I'm saying that Marit, I read this book and reviewed it, then it's better come out well. It better come out well. So thank you so much, Marit, once again for coming. I really appreciate that. So guys, I would love to hear from you. What I mean, you heard what Marit said. So what are the topic for you from what she said? What did you learn from what she had shared with us? What did you learn? What did you learn? I'm waiting. Adobe, I don't know if you are back. So let's use the comment section. Adobe, I rightly mentioned that we are going to be giving out gifts to people at the end of this session. And yes, we are going to be giving out book. We can't give out the book well enough. Like, we can't give it enough, right? So we are going to be giving out a copy of the book to our top winners for today. So you better participate in as much games as possible and answer as much questions as you can, right? That's very important. So yes, use the comment section. Tell us at least one thing that you heard that stood out for you about the book from what Marriott has shared. What is one thing that Marriott shared that you would like to re-echo? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Is it just me, but I can't see more comments? Or are they hanging? Are they hanging? I can't see comments. Is it my screen? Let's see. Okay, no comment has come in yet. Yeah, because of time, I'm going to wait for whatever you guys have heard. Okay, finally, something is coming up. Someone said the first two sections explored the evolution of tech. That is from Victor Ohacho. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, she said that. Testing, one, two, magic. I don't know. Who else? Okay, we are not going to wait for you, anyways. But again, feedback is very important. That is your only way of winning this, right? So while you're also doing this, to also get content for you to share on social media, take a screenshot of this post and write something about it and post on social media. Okay. All right. To run because of our time, like I said, I really want to manage time today. I really want to manage time. So we are going to run straight to our second reviewer. And that is the person of Abimbola, who has also read this book. I read this book, and it's going to be reviewing chapter 5 to chapter 8. I mean, we don't want one person to read everything and get so tired. They're trying to manage their strength. Okay. And remember, they are coming from different countries in different time zones. So we are going to be managing this. I mean, by the way, yes, you all know that Marit is not from Nigeria. So yes, go and figure that out and answer me in the comment section. Where do you think Marit joined us from? Go and answer in the comment section. Where is Maret joining us from? And also, you are going to check where is Abimbola joining us from. So those of you that don't used to follow people on LinkedIn, this is your chance to go and investigate on them. Okay, now I'm seeing some comments. History of tech and intro to testing, chapter 1 to 4. Somebody said the longevity and client satisfaction, I believe. Yes. Taiwo said the essence of software testing is to ensure customer satisfaction and long-time sustainability. Amazing. Okay, answers started coming in. Judith said Marit is joining from Finland. I don't know if that is true. We get to know later. I can see Canada. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, the analogy of explaining your understanding to kids and they grabbing stands out for me because I have an 8 years old as well as that I would tell what I am into today in, day out. Awesome. Awesome. Someone says, she said ABC of software testing is very simplified and self-understanding that even a baby would understand. Okay, then you guys started telling me where she's joining from, Finland. If you are checking from her LinkedIn, you people are not ready. You are not ready. You don't know. Okay, somebody said she's joining from Helsinki metropolitan area, Finland. Okay, keep guessing. Keep guessing. All right, so let's introduce Abimbola Adegbite. He is a dedicated security professional with over a decade of experience defending web and application security. As a standard bearer for security and privacy in the software development lifecycle, he is passionate about enterprise is passionate about enterprise architecture security and serve as a voice of quality, championing effective solutions to complex problems. Abimbola collaborates closely with development team to implement a DevSecOps approach, ensuring that essential security controls are seamlessly integrated into software delivery pipeline. A strong advocate for responsible disclosure, Abimbola actively researches vulnerabilities to promote security by design and security by practice. In addition to his expertise in application security, he is a member of both the OAPS Toronto chapter and the IEC2 Toronto chapter. In his spare time, Abimbola mentors individuals new to quality assurance and security testing, offering guidance, setting goals, and connecting them with valuable resources. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're not clapping, if we're not ready, wait. If I'm not seeing clap, I'm not doing anything. No. Who told you that you're joining from Canada? Who told you? Who told you? Who asked you? Who asked you? All right. So once again, everyone, welcome Abimbola here. Yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
now.
Thank you, Ibironke.
You're
Thank you for reading out the bio and thank you for giving me the opportunity to join today. When you first mentioned this, I said, "Oh, I'll do anything that it takes, even if I'm not at home right now in Canada. I'm not joining from Canada. You are wrong. Um, so if it's that, I'm not in Canada right now. And mid-flight, I was telling her, "Oh, was it time yet? I'm landing in 10 minutes. I will be able to catch up and join." And she was like, "No, it's still for 3 o'clock." And I was like, "Oh wow." Anyway, um, thank you. I will. I'm trying to structure my thought here. I would start with a personal reflection. Um, this is indeed a moment that I'll look back to and cherish for a long time to come. I have to say that joining here today is special because of Ibironke. Um, the author is actually, what I say, she holds the title for my first mentee. And I remember when we first started chatting about software testing back then in 2018, November. We were just walking and talking through some basic concepts. And now she has written this incredibly insightful book that I wish I also had when I was starting out. Quick fun fact about me, both in cybersecurity and in application security, I am self-taught. So you would you can imagine the kind of value, the immense value this book could have provided for me if I had this while I was struggling to understand what software testing was. Um, it feels like I feel like a proud parent at graduation, watching her blossom and grow into this talented professional. And when I was looking at her bio, I was getting goose pimples, mostly because every time she was going into one of these ventures, we will talk about it and just have a brief chat. And I would say, "Oh, have you thought about this? Did you look at this? Did you consider this?" And now, being an author, or her being an author, is one of those full circle moments for me. But I don't want to bore you with. It's not my show; it's Ibironke's show. So I will introduce the chapters that I'll be reviewing from chapter 5 to 8. So I would say let's dive into the good stuff. And I'm going to be walking you through what makes this chapter or chapters absolutely gold from my perspective, not just for beginners, but for anyone who is looking to level up their software testing game. Chapter 5 begins or talks about the types, the levels, and methods of software testing. And I found myself reading that chapter over and over again. I hyper focused on chapter 5 to 8 when she told me that I'll be reviewing that. And I found myself like contending with myself, like, "Oh, what's A and B testing all over again? What's that again? Remind me, what's this?" And then I'll check, and I was like, "Oh, wow, that's true." And it serves as a reminder of why this book will be an invaluable resource in anyone's hand, because you can easily use this as a point of reference. Chapter 5 opens up and covers levels, the types, the methods. That's one thing I didn't what's it called, think about while I was still in the software testing career path. I understood that there were types of testing, but it never dawned on me that there were levels. I mean, theoretically, I know. I At least I attempted to write the software testing certification from ISTQB, but I didn't write it. Don't. I studied for it, but I did not write it. And let me tell you that chapter 5 is like opening a Pandora's box, but the good kind of Pandora's box. Ibironke does an amazing job of breaking down all these different terms that can seem overwhelming at first, especially with the culinary analogy, especially for the foodies in the house. If you're a foodie, just indicate with an emoji. I got you. I don't have anything to serve. Just chapter 8, 5 to 8. Anyway, you've got alpha and beta testing, smoke testing, regression testing, just in case you have eaten and you have forgotten about those. And you know what's funny? I still remember my first encounter with exploratory testing. And I was wondering, what in the world is this? I'm paraphrasing, but I had more expressive terms back then. And I was just winging it, thinking that I was being innovative. And here I was actually doing something legit. This chapter ensures or makes sure that you don't have to wing it. It has it all laid out for you. And I would say for chapter 5, what really struck me was how she continuously emphasizes that there is no one size that fits all. One of the things that I do on a day-to-day basis is helping to provide security assurance. And there is no one security assurance that fits all of the organizations that could possibly exist in the world, And bringing it back to chapter 5, she's like, look, and I'm reading a quote from chapter 5 here. She says, look at each of these types and levels exist for a reason. Use them strategically. It's like, that's a new quote that I'll be going into meetings with. When you hear a new phrase or a new term, one that I heard recently was, not recently, but a while back, and I started to use because it sounded really nice, was let's circle back. And ever since, it has not left my mind. Any small meeting that I don't want to be a part of, I'll say, let's circle back, and we can pick this up at a later date, or let's circle back after we've done this, So for me, that particular quote that I've just read out is the one that stands out, where she also goes as far as saying it's like a toolbox where you wouldn't use a hammer for everything. She was asking rhetorically, and each tool has its purpose. I wish someone had told me early on in my career, I might have saved a few headaches. And the same applies for me, and that's why I'm quoting the book directly. And you should go pick the book if you haven't. Now, another anecdote that she shared was where she was talking about a story on regression testing and how that was tied up to the rest of the book and her experience with her nephew. I thought I knew what I was doing until one day I missed something after a code change. And the next thing, the system starts to do something that it should not be doing. But with Ibironke's breakdown of regression testing in chapter 5, those kind of things would be nightmares of the past. She really drills down into why it is important to make sure that new changes don't mess with existing functionalities. And trust me, you don't want to get an angry call from the dev manager or the project manager. You need to take this particular chapter to heart. And allow me to emphasize that this is a book that is written in a way where each chapter can be read in isolation of others and it would still make sense. I just needed to drop that. I made a note of that. So chapter 6, going into software testing artifacts. Now, I know you are thinking artifact like something dusty, like what you find in a museum, but honestly, these are the lifeblood of a well-organized testing process. Anyone who knows their onions about software testing as a whole or testing lifecycle as a whole would ask for artifacts from you. Things like your test plan, your test cases, defect reports, those are, I would say, and I make bold to say actually the unsung heroes that keep the chaos we call development in check. Ibironke breaks down all of this in such a practical way, and she makes sure that it is clear that if you want to avoid chaos, or worse, miss a critical bug that can have your head on the chopping block, you need to treat this artifact like your roadmap. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that having a solid test plan is like having a blueprint for success. But when I hear test plan and I hear roadmap, I think of the Abuja master plan. It's been in the news recently, and Wiki was saying, "Oh, he wants to stay true." No, for our Nigerian audience. Wiki, the FCT minister, was saying that he wants to stay true to the Abuja master plan. But anyway, I digress. If you know exactly where you're going to with a blueprint like that, with a test plan, and more importantly, it helps you determine whether you've gotten to your destination or not. Now, a personal experience that I will share on Artifact was when I was just starting out, I didn't give much thought to test plan, mostly because I was the only one on the team back then, and yeah, I've not really grown. And I thought, oh, I've got this. I know what I'm doing. But let me tell you, things went off the rail really quickly. And I'm sharing that personal story to say without a solid test plan, yeah, flying blind, really. Imagine you jump on a plane and the pilot cannot see the cockpit, or they can see just what is in front of them. They can see with the help of the instruments surrounding them. You can only imagine what can happen from there. And what Ibironke does with this chapter is to show you how to keep things on track, like having a GPS for your testing efforts. Moving on to software testing tools in chapter 7. This was one of my personal favorites because in application security testing, a lot of tools are used and deployed in ensuring that you're staying true to the DevSecOps process. Let's be honest, there's nothing more satisfying than having the right tool for the job. Whether it's automation tools, performance testing tools, or defect tracking systems, Ibironke covers them all. And I'm sure if you've read the book, you will be longing for more. You'll be longing to know if there are other things that you can learn from the book. But I like the way she left it at where it is, because it was part of the things I was contending with, like, why are you not sharing more? You should be sharing more, but I'll leave that to the next book that she will write. Excuse me. Sorry. And here, it's not just a bunch of tools. Go figure it out. No, she explains why each of these tools that I mentioned earlier matters and how it fits into the testing process overall. She's practically handing you the Swiss Army knife of software testing with this book. And just like with Selenium, for example, how she breaks it down so well that if you've never touched it before, you will still walk away feeling like you can get running with Selenium in no time. And that's how practical our advice is. Sometimes we testers can become a bit like kids in a candy store when it comes to tools. You want to grab the next shiny new toy off the shelf. And here's the thing. Miss Yekinni, you know what she did? She makes it clear that it's not about how many tools, air quotes here, that you have. It's about how well you use them. And it's like owning 50 pairs of shoes, but always wearing your favorites. The key is finding what works for your projects. To the last chapter that I was assigned to, but definitely not the least, quality assurance. This is where Ibironke gets into assurance, the assurance of quality, like I like to call it. Now, QA is one of those things that gets thrown around all the time. But here, she really does the justice to it. She breaks it down so that you as a QA isn't just thinking of finding bugs. It's about creating a culture of quality from the ground up. And that resonates with me a lot, mostly because this is where I am in my career, pivoting from quality assurance into cybersecurity. I've been able to bring that mindset where you create quality as a culture. You speak up for quality. If someone sees something and they say, "Oh, let's test this," or "Oh, we should be testing this," and they say, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just a small change." Please be the person that screamed the loudest, because if the proverbial stuff hit the fan, be sure that by the time they open doors and close them, they'll be looking for a QA person to blame. So don't let the ball stop in your court. Ibironke also talks about the relationship between QA, quality control, and I love how she positions the message, how she frames that message well. The QA is like the architect who designs the house, making sure that everything is solid from the foundation to the roof. And the quality control person in the house is the inspector who comes in later to check, to make sure the house is built the way it's supposed to be. And they are supposed to work hand in hand. The way she describes it is almost like a dance, in my perspective. You might not see it that way. But I also do not want to color your lens, but I'm going to color your lens. I have the power, I have the mic right now. So see it as a dance with each playing their role to perfection. And I have to say, as I end this, that as someone who has transitioned from software testing to application security, I can't stress enough about this. QA is where the magic happens. Even inside of cybersecurity, you are doing some form of quality assurance. You are assuring the business, right? You're protecting the finances that will pay you in the future. It's the way I like to think about it. Even if QA is not a money making unit, it's a revenue assurance unit. So you can walk away with that phrase and go and quote it at your place of work. And it's the mindset that you bring. It has to be here. It has to be a culture that you set for others to follow. You have to make sure that you just don't catch mistakes. You have to institute processes to prevent them. And if you don't see this book that way, I would recommend and implore you to read the book again so that you can see it from the perspective that Ibironke tries to drive home. My final thoughts and takeaway that I'll leave you with is, with software testing isn't just about finding bugs or making sure that things don't break. It's about strategy, being strategic about understanding the quality of the tools. No, understanding the tools, the method, and the processes, and above all, that culture that I've been trying to emphasize on, that mindset that is required to deliver high quality software. The ABC of software testing doesn't just tell you what to do, it shows you, in fact, it guides you on how to think like a tester, like a quality advocate. So whether you're fresh into testing or you've been in the trenches, for those in Nigeria, you understand how TPN is causing trenches to be deeper. But whether you've been in the trenches of QA for a while or development as a whole for a while, these chapters will give you the perspective and the tools that you need to raise your game. So to wrap things up, whether you are in it for the tools, the strategies, or just some solid advice on how not to lose your mind during regression testing, this book has you covered. So I would say, Ibironke, you knocked this one out of the park. And for everyone again who has not heard me before, that is just joining, go and grab yourself a copy now. You'll thank me
Wow.
later.
Thank you so much. I mean, come on, you have given them all the book in expo now. What's remaining? Why did they need to buy the book again? I mean, this is so detailed. Thank you so much. I feel like you have read the entire chapter 5 to 8 for them. So
I
if they
have
want to
to.
buy now, they can buy just chapter 1 and maybe
You
chapter 9
know,
I have not heard. I don't know
you
what
know
that.
that when you're in Nigeria, you say, "I'm going to read something," and then you try and cram it. No, this one I did not cram it. I read to understand, and that's the perspective
Amazing.
I'm speaking from.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, guys, if you can buy the book in chapter, I know you will tell me that you don't want chapter 1 to 8 again by now. At this point, you don't want to buy the one you have not heard. I mean, this is so detailed. Thank you so much for breaking it. In fact, even me now is like I'm now hearing what I've written again, and it's not making much sense. Thank you so much. I
You're
mean, but
welcome.
like, that was so perfect. And of course, the story started with in the beginning. I mean, like I'm always telling people that there are just some story that you can't. There's some journey you can't walk past without going back to the beginning, so that people will
Mhm.
understand that you did not just jump into it. Like I'm always telling anyone that I'm speaking to in any session, I say that see, just get yourself a mentor to start your career. Don't frustrate yourself. I don't know. People like stress. Me, I don't like stress. I just go and get yourself a mentor and get direction because whether you like it or not, a lot of things will be flowing left and right.
I
Right?
mean, I think it goes both ways. And being a mentor, I've also learned from you as well. And fun fact for everyone who is listening, I've never met Ibironke before in person.
Yes,
It's,
that's
it's been virtual. Every conversation that we've had has been virtual.
yeah.
So
It's
it doesn't matter wherever the mentor that you find is, and both of us are a testament to that. Um, you need someone who can talk you through the process, encourage you, and if possible, hold you by the hand, and who knows? We have authors sitting on the other side of YouTube listening to our voices today. So let's do it.
amazing. Thank you so much. Like, like I shared of recent and I like, see, this writing now is not to come and say, Bironke is the one that is the author. People should better go and write book. Everybody should go and write book. It's not meant for one person to do. And it's not even possible to achieve it with just one person. It has to be done by a group of people to really make sense to people. So thank you so much for that breakdown once again. I really, really appreciate it. Like now I'm feeling like I've not read the book. I feel like I've not read the book. You have done so much magic. And yes, thank you for this is me personally say thank you for all the years. The number of time I want to resign with immediate effect with companies that frustrates me. I'm like, calm down, try this. And it's always come out well, right? And it has been like a journey over the years. Thank you so much for always being there. I really, really appreciate. And yes, I've not met Marriott before. I've not met Abimbola before, but finally I'm bringing up say someone that I've met before. But even before I met him, it was for how many years later, if not 6 to 7 years later, that I eventually met him. And like I always tell people, mentorship does not have to be in proximity. It doesn't have to be just somebody that is in your neighbor that your brother, cousin, your sister's friend, and it doesn't have to be somebody that is already up there, right? Start from somewhere. You might not be able to get Abimbola because yes, I will not share Abimbola with you. Or, yeah, I've said it before. It might not be Abimbola that you will get. You might not be married you will get. I'm not going to share her with you. But anyways, I'm not gatekeeping. You can go and meet them, okay? But if you are stressing them, I'm cutting you off away, okay? Uh-huh. So, but it doesn't have to be, big people because the mentor you have now, they might not be that big person today, but staying with them and growing with them gives you a leverage when they eventually climb that rooftop that you are aspiring to. All right. So don't, and I wrote it in my book, which I think Nathaniel was talking about the last part of the book. I said, if you're going to look for a career mentor, you don't need to go and look for the chief technology security manager leader somewhere. It might just be your friend that has already done something that you have not done before, can be your mentor. Okay. It doesn't have to also be the person has been in the field for 40, 50 years. All right. I didn't meet, Abimbola when I started writing the book. I'm sure you must have seen some very crazy test cases that I've written before in my life, and they are not even in close proximity. Like I said, I've not met them in person, and yet we have had. And please, just to put this in, sorry to delay you, Nathaniel, and this is just to put this thing out there. Don't just come to their DM and say, "Come and be my mentor." They also have to see what you have done before, and they have to see that you are ready to put in the work, right? Because yes, everybody wants my mentor, my mentor, my mentor, my mentor. But if you go and check what you have done, you have not even done anything. You have not even taken courses to know about software testing. You want your mentor to come and teach you what is software testing. You must have done the work. And I always say that when you come to my DM, the question you ask automatically make me know that you have not done any research or not, because of the quality of the investment you have done in yourself. So yes, nobody at the top wants to work with someone who is not even ready to stand up at all. So you must be working before you can meet someone that you want them to fly with you, okay? Or they want them to carry you to fly. All right. So now waste our time. As usual, I know that all of you have even done this already. You have said so much of amazing things that he has already said. But if there's still other things that you heard him say, because I know you said a lot of things, right? And even write it down on social media: Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Yes, because of faith now, we are now using Facebook. Because me, I don't know, I've left Facebook. So right, go there, write and tag us, and then we'll be able to repost what you have done. Okay? Because of our time, I'm moving straight to our very own Nathaniel. If you have been at the mentorship program before at Testers Quarter, the one we used to have on Tuesdays by 8 p.m., we did it for 8 weeks and we stopped, which we are going to start again. Then you must have definitely heard from Nathaniel. Yes, we brought him there to talk about FANG because, yes, he works at Meta. I can be proud like that. I know someone from Meta. Do you know somebody from Meta? Yeah. And I use Nathaniel a lot as a bragging right in case you did not know. Because I have developers that will say, no, they are not really testers in all those big companies. They don't test their product. Developers just do that. You say what? They are testers across all these big FANG as well. And of course, Nathaniel is a testament to that among many other people. And like I said, just short bio. These bios I've been reading this morning is not doing justice to who they are. And you might not get to know until you really, really know them. Okay? So do well to go and connect with them on LinkedIn, particularly. I believe that's the platform that they're very, very active on, except you have them on Slack or WhatsApp in their private DM. If you have that, that's a good opportunity for you. Okay, Nathaniel is a detail-oriented and experienced QA with over 7 years of experience in testing and quality assurance. He's prolific with playwrights, Cypress and Selenium, Ado and Jira. He's a very vast person in every stage of SDLC, testing lifecycle, and even different lifecycle. He's also able to take charge of test documentation of all test documents from the requirement analysis all through delivery and commercial launch. And yes, as we speak, he's currently at Meta. So he has read the book. And yeah, this is another person when I was sharing the book to again, I'm like, I hope this thing really makes sense. I just hope does it tally with what they do at all these FANGs, or am I just speaking gibberish in this book? So it's so nice to have you on board, Nathaniel. Can you hear us? Yes, I
I
know you
can hear you. Yes, can you hear me?
loud and clear. Loud and
Perfect,
clear.
perfect.
Awesome. So over to you, a chapter 9 to 11 reviewer.
Oh boy, thank you, Ibironke. Man, yeah, it's such a honor. So thank you for having me. So much has been said already, and I feel like wow, the previous speakers have already delved very well into this amazing book. And one takeaway that I that has been mentioned that I really agree with is the fact that each and every chapter in this book being read in isolation makes sense, because I initially only read the chapters that has been assigned to me before I then went back and read the entire film from the history of software testing and so on and so forth. And yeah, it absolutely makes sense. And another thing that resonates with me is what everyone has said, that they wish they have that this book existed years ago. I'm telling you, this would have literally saved me months, if not years, of things that I've had to learn on the job, because it is jam packed, not only for beginners, but also it sort of serves as a reminder for people that are already in the field, So, I mean, yeah, very well done to you. But I'm just going to dive straight into the chapters very briefly without saying too much, because I was reading it, I was making some notes, because the first time I read it to sort of take it in and understand it, and then the second time I started making notes. And also, before I go, I would say that the feel that I got of this book is it's sort of it teaches you, not only does it tells you certain things, and how to software test and how to go into it and everything, but it also sort of molds you how to think like a tester, because again, like you mentioned, perhaps in Africa software testing hasn't been the forefront of software development. We only think of developers or coders, like they say, when it comes to software development. We don't think of the other aspects of it, from the designers, the graphic designers, to the project managers, to the developers. We just think of people coding. So this sort of emphasizes the importance of software testing as a discipline on its own. So chapter 9 talks about starting a career in software testing, and this is so important, because at the end of the day, this is the if you're looking into software testing, you want to have a career in software testing. It talked about the roles and responsibilities, and it gives a background on what is expected of a software tester, and it sort of opens up the proverbial mystery. It demystifies things, essentially. When we look or think about tech, a lot of the times when I speak to people that are not in tech, it's almost like, oh, is this big amazing thing that it's so hard. I have heard things like, oh, if you can't code, you can't go into tech, and things like that. And it's not true. It's just not true. There are other aspects of tests. I've never, for example, a project manager or a business analyst doesn't necessarily have to know how to code. Even obviously, if you're an automation engineer, that's a different entirely. You need to be, so this sort of demystifies everything. It breaks it down to a point where, a child, even like Ibironke mentioned earlier, a 13-year-old could sort of read this and understand it. And that's basically it. This book for me is a big demystifier, if that makes sense. Yeah, so chapter 19 talked about things like that, roles and responsibility. It talked a little bit about understanding the fundamentals of software testing, all the methodologies, agile, waterfalls, and so on. He talked about types of testing, functional, non-functional, manual, automation, regression, exploratory, and all the rest of it. Yeah, and the entire software development life cycle. It also mentioned about acquiring the skills necessary, learning about certain tools, relevant certification. It teaches you about how you go about networking, the incentives and challenges of being a QA. And like I mentioned earlier on, this book sort of forms your mind and how to look at QA. It's not like any other job that you can just go to on day one and learn this, and start doing. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a culture. It comes down to how you relate with people, how you communicate, how you collaborate with, whether that's with the developers or other stakeholders, the UX UI guys, some of the managers, PMs, BAs, and so on and so forth. And I think that actually kind of segues into chapter 10 of the book, which talks about the symphony of stakeholders, like I already mentioned. And yeah, without just talking too much from that, it's an essential thing to not only know how to, if you know how to use a particular tool, but you're not a people person, or you don't know how to communicate what you know or what you have, then that's gonna be a disservice to you as a software tester. And I always say that part of software testing is not just about testing or finding bugs. It's the whole package of being able to communicate what you know, and being able to build rapport, and being able to understand, basically reading the room, so to speak. For example, let's say I find a bug, and a novice might just say, well, I found a bug, let me just quickly raise it, and and that might be what you do at some point in some cases. But in some cases, you might need to message a developer or liaise with them or understand, okay, what's going on. Because at the end of the day, you may find out more information about the bug. You may find out that actually maybe it's not a bug, or maybe it is a bug, but it's because of this and because of that. You are a part of the developer. You are literally an arm of, you're a developer essentially. So it's essential to what this book does is it gives you a holistic mindset, of what a QA does and how a QA thinks. And also, very quickly, chapter 11 talked about, landing your dream roles. And this is where I thought, wow, this is music to my ears. I wish somebody had sat me down and just talked me through this earlier on in my career. Building a portfolio, building an online presence, and the book just, it goes into depth on how you apply yourself, how you carry yourself, how you sort of tailor suit your CV to the specific role you're trying to apply for. One of the mistakes I made very early on is I had my CV and I just started sending it to everybody, getting no response. But when I began to sort of modifying here and there my CV based on the roles that I'm applying for, and when I say role, I'm talking about the actual jobs description of those roles, and then you get to see, you would even understand where they're coming from and what they need. And then you look inward and say, okay, do I fit into these areas? Can I, is this my strong point? Is this my not so strong point? And then you can begin to see some of those requirements, some of those job descriptions in your own past experiences and apply it. Because nobody knows what you know if you cannot communicate it effectively on your CV, effectively in an interview, and ultimately in your day-to-day role as you work. So yeah, chapter 11 goes into all of that, goes into the having a salesman type of skill as a tech, and speaking confidently and selling himself. And essentially, this book is so important. One thing that I also noted down is in a world of never-ending jargons and people making things to be so hard to get in. I've been trying to get into tech for 2 years. What language should I go and learn, and things like that. A book like this just it's a bit of a refresher. It's refreshing to see that it can be broken down very simply. There is no mystery anywhere. Because at the very early stage of my career, there's this thing that people call imposter syndrome, where you feel like, what am I doing? I don't belong here, because it is in the last 10 years or so, it wasn't as commonly accepted as it is beginning to be accepted now. And that's because of industry leaders and trailblazers like Ibironke putting on this amazing book. And I guarantee you, in the next couple of months or years, we have already started seeing the shift in attitude towards software development in Africa and Nigeria in the last couple of years, and we will see an exponential growth where a lot of people, I've spoken a lot of the times in meetings that Ibironke has invited me in. We were actually in Ghana a couple of months ago with the testers quarters, and a lot of people showed up, and I'm starting to see the growth, and this is so necessary, not just for us to get jobs and employ ourselves and stuff like that, but also for the entire landscape of software development in Africa. It's quite surprising, and I did a little bit of digging myself that, wow, nobody has actually ever done this before. This is a first software testing book in Africa. This is absolutely necessary. And not only is it necessary, it's very easy to understand. There aren't any unnecessarily difficult things to absorb there. A child can read it and understand that, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to think. This is what I need to know in order to become a software tester. So without, wasting too much of your time, it's just it's an amazing book. I hope I haven't said too much about the book, but I hope I've said enough that can inspire you to get this book for your loved ones. Trust me, they will remember you forever, because this might be that light bulb moment that they need to inspire them and encourage them to go into a career in tech, whether that's software testing or any other avenues. So yeah, Ibironke, thank you so much. It's been an honor, and I appreciate you. I am grateful and I am honored. Thank you.
Amazing. Guys, why are we not why are we not clapping? Why are we not clapping? Thank you so much. I shall thank you that you did not finish everything, Sha, but you have spilled the OTs, you have given as much as anyone that has ears to listen, right? The things I write down, I wish that I knew them earlier. Like you had rightly said, like even me, I wish that somebody has written this earlier. And imagine me reading this book 8 years or 9 years ago. The way by now I should be driving a jet. Probably I would have known what I wanted to do with my career on time. Even some years earlier than when I started. I would have had like a clear focus, or like I first of all went through different careers, and yes, we have all been that victim of send one CV to 500 jobs. Like
Yeah, that's the mistake that I think a lot of people made that mistake. But the minute I changed just that, I'm telling you, it's almost like magic. It's almost because you have to think of what are they thinking when they put out these things? They're looking for certain people, So yeah,
exactly. So quick, just a quick backstory before then that I actually had some software testing book that I bought on Amazon. Of course, there were some that I could not buy earlier in my career because the price is head breaking, and this was part of the things I was thinking about when I make the price very ridiculous this time around. Some I could not afford it. The ones I could afford, I got the book only to realize that it was even a program manager that wrote the book. And they were writing software testing for me from a perspective of a program manager who does not even understand the nitty-gritty of different scenarios. Imagine me reading an entire book and realizing that it's only pass and fail are the only status of a test. What about pending? What about blocked? What about different scenario? Imagine me realizing when I finished reading a book that it was only high and low issues. Then experience now started teaching me that no, they are medium issues, they are average issues. This is not only high or low, there are different levels of issues, and the way you communicate it to stakeholders really matters. So this book, yes, like I said, I didn't just start my career today and then started writing a book. Experience of what I've had close to a decade, what I poured into the book, and I tried as much as possible to communicate. And I didn't learn them all on the job. I had to learn from speaking with people like Nathaniel, Margaret, Abimbola, and so much Andy Jones. There are quite a number of people that I had to listen to. I paid for events to attend just to listen to people, right? These are the sacrifices we make when it comes to career growing. It is not just about getting a job and doing the job. Sometimes the next growth you need is not a new job. I've said it in billions at one time. The next growth you need is not a new job opportunity. It's not even an increase in salary. In real sense, the next growth you need sometimes could be that a new knowledge of what you have known before, right? So today, some companies as large as they are, they only know that it is only Jira you can use for bug management. Some still do only Excel sheets. They don't know any other bug reporting tool, right? Some are still stuck. Okay, imagine we were having this conversation randomly one time about, we are on a group. I think it was Ministry of Testing Lagos, and we are having this testathon where we are talking about Cypress or Selenium, and people were like this. And I was seeing people defend. Of course, Cypress is a fantastic tool, but I'm like, hey, Selenium has been here before some of you were born. And in as much as I understand that it is not the same model as Cypress is, but it is not everything that Selenium can do today that Cypress can. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Cypress is still like a grandbaby to where Selenium is. The journey is still very far, and there is a lot of compatibility. And somebody that is starting a career yesterday just went straight to take up a Cypress call, and the next person wants to land a 7-8 figure job. What are you trying to automate when you don't even understand the fundamental of testing? What tool is the right tool to use
Ibironke, if I can very even quickly add one little thing. Another thing is a lot of the tools that I've learned over the years, in the last 7 or 8 years, I'm using 2 or 5% of it in Meta, because they have their own entire in-house tools. So sometimes it's not even so much about the tooling, but it's about the mindset, like, you know, like this book tries to get you to think. So
Yeah.
that's another thing to add to it, because we don't
Yeah.
use Cypress or Playwright or anything like that in Meta.
Yeah,
It's
you
very
know, I mean, you're very correct. I remember joining the company, and like, okay, so what tools are we going to use? You know, they have gone to buy a lot of tools and subscribe. I'm like, okay, no, I think we can just make use of Selenium and the other fundamental tools we have. You don't even need to go and use the latest technology. I don't use Cypress right now in the company, but it doesn't mean that if I join another company, I might not use it. But right now, the solutions we need, that is not the tool. So because it is the latest tool, you know, because there is AI now, there is a lot of no code tools and everybody wants to do no code. It does not matter. That's not what you need, right? And this also speaks to career. It is not everything you jump to learning. You will learn everything, but you will not be able to grow when you are overweighted down with too much information. So you are just going to be stuck on a state that you have so much information that you don't even know the right place to apply them. So I think you have done justice to it. And like I said, with just these reviews alone, if all you are going to listen to and not buy this book is what you have heard, I think you have heard so much. Honestly, of course, not as much as you would have if you read the book, but I'm saying that if you have heard from Marriage, you have heard from Abimbola, and then you have heard from Nathaniel, trust me, you have heard enough to go and sit down and re-strategize what you do. You know, and whether you're a test professional or you're a beginner, this is definitely something you want to look into. Whether from the fundamental, there are still some people that cannot answer basic questions when it comes to technology. Yes, some people don't know about the evolution of technology. They don't even know how bug gets started. And that's why some people don't believe that some people like Marriott have been in the field for 20, 25 years. They're like, "Nigga, when the testing just starts." Because the first time they heard about testing, they heard about it from a 2 years old person in the field who came to the organization, right? Or they went to learn it for someone who was just barely 3 years or 5 years into the field. They didn't even know how it started from. And this is something the book has been able to help you with. So please, yes, Nathaniel, thank you so much for that detailed review of chapter 9 to 11. And I really hope, people can get a copy of the book and share it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now let's move on, guys. As usual, I'm going to say it again. Go and share, right? Keep dropping what you have learned, but most importantly, go and share what you have learned. Nathaniel has said a lot about our career. He has said a lot about growing your career. He has said a lot about, starting and growing. In fact, in the book, there is a sample of a standard resume that any company expects to have as a basic intro to testing. There's a sample of the book there. There is a test case sample there. There is a test plan items that should be in your test plan there. And this is even just an introduction book. This is just ABC. What would happen in the deep dive book of software testing? I'm sure you don't know that is coming, but yes, I'm telling you that that's the next book that we are releasing. And very possible that we are releasing that before the end of this year, because there is just so much we need to share out there when it comes to testing. There is a whole lot to be shared. And of course, there's going to be a book that I'm going to be co-authoring with other experts in the field. So there is so much more coming up already. I think that book is good because it just makes you travel outside of the country that you have been in. It makes you hear from people. It makes you see. I've read so much about US, even having never stepped my feet in the US, right? Even before I did, I've read so much about Canada. Even despite I've not stepped my feet in Canada, books as a way of expanding your mindset, beyond what you currently know. So if you are not a book reader, or you are someone that don't like to pick up a book and read, I'm encouraging you to please start making that something that you're doing on a routine. But even if it's just one book you are going to read in a year, make it a practice. This is also part of career development. All right. So I've seen a lot of you dropping a lot of things that you have been saying. So keep it coming and let's move forward. Yes, I've been asking people to drop since. People have been dropping. Some of you have been sharing. Now, if you have not been dropping, then you want to drop. So we are going to be giving out books. Yes, this book is going to be our words to you, especially if you're in Nigeria, right? So All you have to do is to make sure that you go on social media, wherever you are seated down and you're writing or you're watching, or take a picture of yourself and write what you have learned from Margaret, what you have learned from Abimbola, what you have learned from Nathaniel, and give us as detailed feedback as possible. What we are going to be doing is very simple. Make sure you tag us, make sure you share your notes, and tag me, tag Testers Quarter. Use the hashtag of software testing books, NFT book launch, anyone, use them, and we are going to be picking the post that has the highest level of engagement. Top 3 posts, by the way, from what Abimbola has said, from what Margaret has said, from what Nathaniel has said. Just write about those 3 people, and what they have said is what you're going to be getting a book for at this category. So there is a book for the top 3 people. All right. So let me reiterate how the winning will be done again. I know you are dropping comments in the comment sections. Of course, I can't pick winner because you guys have blew me off from the comment section. The comment section is so filled right now. If you are not reading the comment section, I think you should go ahead and try to read it and see what people are saying. So all the things you have learned from Margaret to Abimbola to Nathaniel, I don't know how best you are good at writing. Okay, yes, go and write on social media, tag us, and we are going to be giving the best 3 writers about this book launch a book each. Of course, we are going to be posting you on all our social media platforms. So you definitely have to send testers a DM in the network. More details will be shared to you at the end of this session. So this is just like a 1-minute break. If you have not done that, please do so. We are going to be getting a copy of this book. If you are in Nigeria, Biko, please. If you are not in Nigeria, you have to order your book. Please, because delivery but probably when Amazon is live, we can always get to do that. But for now, this is just for those that are in Nigeria and you have not gotten the book yet. Okay. And of course, I'm giving you the book for free, but you have to pay for your delivery of just a very token or 2K or whatever the price is. All right. So please go and start writing, put your picture, do a short reels, talk about it, any form of content. This is how you start building your skill set of writing a book. You don't write a book in just one day by sitting down. I don't care how best you are at writing a book. I don't care how best you are at writing. You don't write a book in one day. Trust me. You don't write a book in one day. Okay, I'm going to be sharing some. While you are writing and trying to do that, I'm just going to read some. Margaret had said, brilliant advice coming from Ibironke. I am few months ahead in hearing stuff, it seems. Share what you learned on social media. Absolutely. This is a great information. I can't wait to touch down in Africa. Yes, so. And by the way, there is also a book launch coming up in Ghana and in Kenya very soon. Don't tell anybody that I told you, but it is happening. Before the end of the year, all things being equal, we are going to be launching this book in Ghana. Yeah. Okay. You have too much tools. Understanding concept and recognizing issues is way more important. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, Mary. So many out there being able to recommend what's best for your situation or project. Margaret said, I'm a consultant and categorizing tools helps, but recognizing problem helps more. Absolutely. Right. Jira is not even popular as we think it is outside of the globe. Absolutely. You can imagine my shock when I was working in a company in Netherlands and they are not even using Jira. Like, they're like, oh, Jira. Oh, yeah, I know about it, but no, we are not using Jira. I'm like, well, that's the only tool I knew all my life. Thanks for the mind-blowing opportunity. This week is an inspiration for a tester like me. Thank you. The next growth you need isn't necessarily a new job, but a new knowledge. Absolutely. I have such a tool over REM. People connect to show demos of new things multiple times every week. You can't now tell all. Absolutely. Like I have DMs from LinkedIn sales marketers. Oh, they have a lot of testing. They have these testing tools that can be used for automation. It will help your company. They have this. My manager, the CTO, sent me a mail one day like, oh, what about this tool? What do you think about this? Bro, we don't need any other tools. We are good. We are good. I want to be a consultant, so I'm digging deep into specializing in specific tools. And the truth is, yes, it's good to be specialized in tools, but also be open to, advancing to the new updates. Yes, like me now, you know that when it comes to automation, I'm sitting down on Java and Selenium, right? And then once and again, I play around with Cypress for web automation, and I just want to, or API, I just want to see how it is, and I get to use it for project, but I mean, if you're in this community, I'm a big fan of Java and Selenium, right? So yes, there's so much comment right now, but let's move on. There's still so much amazing thing to do for today. So don't run yet. Relax, relax, relax. Okay, like I already said, which I think you're already done. Screenshots. If you're on social, if you are seeing any posts that we are retweeting, that we are reposting on Testers Quarter page on LinkedIn, please thumbs up and say that you are here. And you don't know who is in the comment section that you can also connect with. I can already see a relationship building between Aziz, Esther, and Margaret. Aziz, Esther, please maximize it to maximize it. Okay. Push yourself out there. I used to use this very popular analogy of the noisemaker and the quiet person. LinkedIn is not for the quiet person. Okay? LinkedIn is not for you. In fact, social media is not for you if you're an introverted person on the media. You can be very introvert in person, but on social media, you're an extrovert. And that is typically me. Somebody told me at the book launch that I've noticed that you don't do eye contact. Like, I've never seen me and you look at face to face like this before. And that's the truth. I'm a very introverted person in person, but online, I'm all out there. Right? So comment on posts that we are going to be retweeting. Write your own. Yes. Tag me. Tag Testers Quarter. That's the handle. Hashtag FST book launch. Hashtag software testing books. And we are going to be reposting whatever you have posted. We are going to be liking your post. We are going to be commenting on your post. But most importantly, also comment on other people's posts. Right? Also comment on their post, and connection can start from. I've seen people get married from comment section. And you might just get a job from a comment section. You might get a mentor from a comment section. You might get, amazing gigs to talk from a comment section. So there's so much amazing thing that happens even in the comment section of posts that you do not want to miss. Okay, so please comment, post, like, and if you have not subscribed to my YouTube page right now, you will explain to me why you were here. You will explain. So if you are on YouTube, which I believe you all are, just click on the subscribe button and move on. It's free of charge, right? All right. To proceed to today's session, we are now moving to the last session, or let me say the last, book review session of today. And that's where we are going to be having our 4 amazing book reviewers who they have also read the book end to end, right? The 4 of them that we are going to be having right now, they have read this book end to end. And, and I really wanted to know, because none of these 4 people have this book before September 7th. None of them. They all had this book from September 7th, right? And some of them even had this book later in September 7th. How were they able to finish the book in such a very short time? What did they read? What stood out for them? These are the questions I'm going to be asking them in the book, and it's not going to be a very long one, right? It's not going to be it's not going to be a very long one, but it's just they're going to share with us what they have learned after reading the book from beginning to the end. We are going to be reviewing it together. So yes, I'm bringing up stage Wisdom. Wisdom is a software engineer, right, at Remita. I'm going to be bringing out Anu Oluwapo and our best friend. Let me say career best friend. I don't know how much, but I know that these 2 people are career best friend. Marizoka. These 2 people work at MTN. They as a quality assurance and software analyst. And lastly, I'm going to bring in up Teresa. Teresa is also a software test engineer at is it Zenny Bank or Sterling Bank in Ghana? I'm sorry, don't mind me. I'm sorry. So yes, I'm bringing them up stage. Can you all hear me? You can put on your camera.
Yes, I can. I can hear you, Bironke.
I can
Awesome.
hear
I can
you.
see you and hear you, Anuluwapo. I'm waiting for others. I can see you, Teresa,
I can
but I
hear
can't hear you.
you as well.
Amazing. Marizuka, I can hear you, but I can't see you. Wisdom, I can see you and I can hear you, but I think the network is dealing with you. So I think your network is dealing with you. So if I want to check that, but I can hear you and see you right now. Marizuka camera is coming up, but she's muted. So we can see you. So you can unmute your mic as well. Okay. So everybody can unmute their mic. Yes, everybody can unmute their mic so that we can all see everybody right now. Hi, Anu. Hi,
Hi,
Teresa.
you're okay.
Yes, I was with Teresa in Ghana in June. Yes, Anu and Marizuka were at the book launch. And of course, Wisdom. I mean, if you were there, you definitely have seen Wisdom. It was all over the place. So, so yes, we have just, I have just very short questions to ask you guys. Don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with all the questions I have in my head to ask you. Not today, maybe. Maybe when I come to Ghana, I'm going to board Teresa with all the questions that I have. And of course, wisdom is a very psychological tester. In fact, is a typical QE analyst. And Anu and okay, let me speak of Marizuka. Marizuka introduced me to Anu. So I'll say that she's a writer. I can't wait to see her book that she would write because when I saw her feedback in my day, I'm like, this person has the spirit of writing. We need to cast the authoring spirit on them. All right, so quick one, just going around the circle. Just give us a quick introduction. Tell us your name. Tell us where you are joining us from, uh, and tell us, your job title, where you are working from. Yeah, just basic introduction. Wisdom. Let's start with you. Man first is the only man here, so let's start with him.
All right. We'll reverse it this time. Good day, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Wisdom. Wisdom. I'm a quality assurance engineer with Remita. I'm here in Lagos, and I'm glad to be here today. Well, I've been doing this for quite some time. Say, I'm going on 3 years, about 3 years in the industry so far. And yes, I've gone through the book from end to end. Some chapters I've read more than once. So happy to be here today. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Teresa.
Hi. Okay, so I'm Teresa. I'm in Ghana, in Accra. Yeah, and I'm a quality assurance engineer in Zenith Bank here in Ghana. I've been in the field for like 3 years. I think October will be 3 years. Yes, yes. All right. So thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Marizuka and I best.
Hi.
Hi.
So yes, I'm Marol Zoka, or I'm a software engineer at MTN in Lagos, Nigeria. So that's just a quick introduction.
Amazing. Anu.
Thank you very much, Ibironke, for this opportunity. Hi, everyone. My name is Anuluwapo Ogufua, and I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm a software tester and quality assurance specialist at
Um,
UBA Group.
UBA Group. Oh, okay.
Yes,
Sorry, I thought both of your MTNs.
it's
At UBA
fine.
Group. Amazing. So yeah, quick one. How long did it take you to finish reading the book? Wisdom.
Okay.
It took me less than a day.
Less than a day.
Me less than Yeah, I
You
did
finished it
I
in a
did
day.
chapters. I did no the last public holiday. So I used the public holiday to read it. I did chapters 3 to 10. I did
Okay.
chapters no 4 to 10. Yeah,
Okay.
and then the following morning I did chapters 3, and then did chapters 1 to 3 again this week, and then chapters 10 and 11 this week.
So altogether, that's like 2 days you used to read the book.
No, it wasn't up to a day. It wasn't a. Oh, what I did was I read it in beats, so the
Okay.
entire time wasn't up to a day. Yeah,
So you can finish this
I
book
read
in one
it.
day. Anu, when did you finish? How long did it take you?
Okay, for me, it was a week, right? It was a
Okay.
week. So it was just I had to do like chapter by chapter, a chapter per day. Then
Okay.
apparently, like the last part of the book, they were very, very amazing chapters. So it didn't even take much of the time to wrap those chapters up, but it was just within a week.
Amazing. Teresa, how about you?
Okay, I used like 6 hours. That was 3 hours for a day. So I started, I think, on Wednesday. I read Wednesday and I read this morning. Yes, I did chapter 1 to 6 on Wednesday and 7 to 11 today in the morning.
Wow, 6 hours. People are making me look like there's nothing inside that book. Marizuka, how long did it take you?
Yeah, it took me like about a week. Yeah.
Okay.
I wrapped through it about a week. I did like the first four, 5 chapters in the first 3 days, but it took me like about a week to complete the whole book.
You
So
were you were making it look like this book is a fun now. Okay,
well,
but
I'll say it's actually easy to digest. It's a
Yeah.
very easy read, and it was quite easy to digest. So anybody can read it, just like our panelist had said. It's easy to understand and easy to digest.
Hmm.
okay, I think Marizoka just answered my next question. So I'll just allow others to talk about what glued you to the book. Right. That was the next question I was going to ask. So I think Marizoka already said it was easy to digest for her, but I don't know. Is there anything you wanted to add again as part of what glued you to the book, Myro?
Um, it was easy to digest, and it was like a relearning experience. I think I had that conversation with Anu. It was like as if it was familiarizing me with concepts that I already knew. And then to somebody who is new to QA, like they would it just paints the picture of what being a software quality assurance. It removes that mystery. So I
Hmm.
think what it does, it's like a refresher for a QA engineer, and then it opens your eye to what QA is about for somebody who has never heard of what's been a QA, what QA is all about. That's what I would say.
Amazing. Now that you have said all of this thing, what will others say? Teresa, what would you say?
Well, she has said it all, but personally, before I started reading, I was just going through the pages, and it's like the fact that you spoke about software testing and now spoke about how to get a job, it just got me interested. So I now went ahead to read it chapter by chapter. And the part you spoke about your kid brother and the jollof and the food, it was so interesting. So it made me read. I read that part more than 2 times because I just kept going back and back and back. So, and it was interesting.
So would you agree from reading this book now that Nigerian jollof is better than Ghana jollof? Would you agree? Wait. Say it on the live panel session. Confess now. Do you agree?
I'm still thinking about it.
You are sitting. There is a All right, Anu, how about you? What glued you to the book?
Okay. I think for me, I actually like anticipated the book before it launched. So I've been like following through from the LinkedIn post and from the reviews that some of the people that you brought to review, the reviews that they did from LinkedIn post, right? So when I saw the book, the fact that it was even like I love the text, the type of typography that you use in writing. For me, I'm a fan of, I mean, it has to
Fun.
be
Yeah.
big, kind of. So that as well. So it was just basically like I anticipated since the beginning of the year. So that was what actually inspired me to finish up.
Amazing. Amazing. All right, wisdom. How about you? I mean, finishing it in one day. If you're making me look
So,
like what glued you to the
well,
book?
for this book, when it comes to books, I think that books have a way of have the power of exposing us to new worlds. And this book in particular does it in a way you would not expect because it's not just exposing us to new worlds, it's making us refamiliarize ourselves with what we already know, what we practice daily. And I think I very much agree with what Abimbola said when he had his session that this book, reading every chapter of it, you can read it in part and it still makes sense. It in chapter three makes sense even without chapter one, without chapter two. That's why I was able to read it in a haphazard way. I did 4 to 10, 3, 1 to 10, 11. That's how I read it, and it still made sense. So that's one thing with this book. And I also would say that this book is not just for the QA engineer or QA analyst out there. This book speaks to quality assurance and quality control generally, integrity of software systems with longevity in mind, customer satisfaction. It's not just the book for the QA engineer to have as a cheat sheet for the experienced QA. It's also the book for the project manager to understand what the QA does, what the essence of the QA in their organization is, what the essence of the QA to the developer is. And also, it serves as a guide to beginners in the field. I mean, like I think Nathaniel was the one that said it, or Abimbola, that he was self-taught. I too learned QA. I was self-taught. I learned particularly on the job. Having this book as a guide would be very, very helpful, to be of immense help. So when it comes to this book, I'd say it's for everybody that is involved in the technology of business and in the business of technology. Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Wow. So quick one is, I mean, assume so I think I'm going to divide this, which you would do. Everybody's going to do it. It's just two things, and then we wrap up, right? Um, how I'm a software tester, right? I've been in the field for a while. How would you summarize this book to me as a tester? Let's start with Teresa.
Okay, so summarizing this book to you as a tester, I would say that software testing is an everyday life. As you said, like everyone does testing in his or her personal life. But what makes a difference are the qualities of a tester. That is your patience, your ability to communicate and all. And also I would say testing or software tester is the gatekeeper for every quality, like the quality of every application. So if you're a software tester, you kind of have like the right to say, okay, let's go or not. We're not taking this to life because a little bug can make the whole application go off. And mind you, when application goes, so the first person they call is a QA person, the software tester, because they assume that that person should know the bugs and fix it, like fix it with the developers. So or I'll just say it's as I said, the gatekeeper of every product that is going out. Yes, that's what I can say for now. Yeah.
Amazing. Anu, what's your way of introducing, summarizing this book to me as a tester?
Okay. What my way of summarizing this book, you as a tester, would just be that okay, from what I picked, I'll just say that it is quality is not a destination. It's actually like a journey. And the fact that as a software tester, it's actually very important to kind of like understand the life, understand the product itself, the life cycle of the products. And that's one of the things that I found like profound in this book. The fact that sometimes on the job, right, you're given an application to test, and so many software testers, like, they don't just understand what the product is about. They just dive into testing. So understanding quality above every other thing else, it's actually like important. So,
Amazing, amazing. Guys, are you taking down notes? They are dropping nuggets. These are the things you are going to use to win. Oh, because I want a full summary of this book, full summary of this book launch today. All right, thank you so much. Wisdom, you can go next.
Okay, so for me, I describe this book to a quality assurance professional as the cheat sheet of the quality assurance industry, right? The cheat sheet of what it means to be a quality assurance professional, because this book goes from introducing you to computers. You have the vacuum tubes, the transistors, the integrated circuits, microprocessors, and all of that, up to where you're talking about the software testing lifecycle, the levels of software testing, that's the levels method, and yeah, basically of software testing, you're talking about software testing artifact, and then it goes ahead to uh, run you through what it means to present yourself as that ideal software testing professional at maybe a job interview or wherever you find yourself. It goes ahead to hit on the On the soft skills that you need communication, very good communication to stakeholders and to every other person you'd have to work with. You need to know just everything. So with this book, I mean, you have a proper and very concise summary of everything you need to know, everything, and it's summarized in such a way that it is relatable to the most uninformed person about software testing and to the most informed person about software testing. Yeah, so it runs across board. It's a very concise summary in 112 pages. Yes.
Amazing. Wow. Super. Maro, you had the last person, so please go ahead.
All right. Okay, thank you. I'll just read a because I wrote a short note. So I'll just read a snippet of what I wrote because I said this book took me on a journey of learning and relearning aspects of my profession in quality assurance. So I like the analogy that Ibironke uses of preparing a stew to explain the history. So it's like she tells us like from the process of gathering requirements, you know, the nitty-gritties of the history of technology, where it began from. So she likens it to preparing a stew. So I like that analogy. And I also said that this book doesn't just explain what software testing is, but it also highlights its essential role in modern technology. I like that it elegantly spotlights the finesse behind software testing. And for those who aren't QA analysts, it removes much of the mystery surrounding the field and it delivers an aha moment by breaking down complex topics into easy to understand concepts. So for me, one of my key takeaways is that it just takes me through a journey of the whole software life cycle from where it began, and then it also demystifies what being a tester is about. We learn teaches us about test planning. It tells us about what functional testing. I like chapter 5. Chapter 5 is actually one of my favorite chapters because it explains, the types, the methods, and the levels. I like that she likened the analogy of manual and automated testing to driving a car, and she says that um, sorry, you can easily drive an automatic car if you know how to drive a manual car, and this book emphasizes the value of being proficient in both forms of testing. So I'll just stop here, but I just like that it takes me on a journey of what software testing is about. And I honestly think that for anybody who wants to get into the field of software testing, this is a very, very good um, pocket of wisdom on how to start your journey. So that's what I would say. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. Wow. This is listening to you guys really gives me a lot of more like a checkbox to say, okay, now I think what I write, I think it's gradually making sense. Somebody was asking me which time that, so how do you feel writing a book? I'm like, I don't feel anything. Probably that's when I hear people that read the book start saying things, then they can start making sense to me if truly I've written something phenomenal or not. So hearing all of this really makes me feel a level of satisfaction that I think I've tried with what I've written in ABC. And I believe that in writing the second, much more detailed version of the book, which is a deep dive of software testing, I believe that I've learned one of the things that I'm also going to take note of, the things to stay consistent with, the things to remove ambiguity, and maximally to ensure that people continually enjoy the book. The ultimate goal is to write the most technical book in the most easiest way, right? So, second to the last thing I'll ask you to do is to I'm a 15 years old, I mean, to a 15 years old version of yourself. How would you describe us? Tell them about software testing in 1 second. Tell them about software testing in 1 second to your 15 years old self or to your 10 years old self that is not a teenager yet. Anyways, describe software testing to them in a minute. I'm starting with you, Maru. Yeah, I'm not allowing you to write this time around. Yeah. Just it doesn't have to be perfect. Something.
To my 15-year-old self, I would
Yeah.
okay, I would say it's Zoka, you're already a tester in the sense that because I remember, I liked baking as a child, and so I can just think about the process of, measuring my ingredients. So I would say maybe I saw the future as to what career path I would take. So I would say software testing is I would say everybody is a software tester in a way, but they don't know it yet.
Amazing. All right, Teresa, what about you? What would you tell your 15? How would you describe software testing to your 15-year-old self? Is Teresa here? Okay, we can come back to her. Let's go to her now.
Okay, it's my 15-year-old self. I mean, when I read your the part where you talked to your 10-year-old brother about software testing using those recipes. I'm a lover of food, so I would definitely use food to explain software testing to my 15-year-old self. Okay, I'm just going to steal from what you said. Bringing all the from the beginning, I want to cook jollof rice, right? I need um I need ingredients, which is the right tools, ingredient to cook the rice. So I do not just with some of the ingredients that I'll need maybe the pepper, the granite oil, and every other thing. So there's a stage of planning, knowing the right tools, knowing the right tools, the right um the right tools to use, the right tools, that's knowing the right ingredients to use in cooking, knowing the right tools to use in testing this application. Then what process do I want to use to test the application? What process do I want to use to cook the rice? Do I want to make a do I want to make a um what process will I use to test the application? Then from the from the process to sorry from the process of testing the application to the end, so the process of gathering the requirement to the end stage where the application is ready, then we have the taster come on board to come and taste whether the salt or the maggi or the ingredients are actually enough, or if it's actually like meets the user's expectation. So the software testing come into place, like testing the software testing basically means testing the functionalities, the requirements, that it meets the expectation satisfaction of the end user.
Hmm.
So that's a little way I would
I
describe that to
mean,
my 15-year-old.
that's what guy little. That's the superb way. Thank you. Well done. Wisdom. How would you introduce software
Okay.
testing to your 15 years old self right now? Are you ready?
15-year-old wisdom. Yeah,
Yeah.
15-year-old wisdom was wisdom that had interest in computers and engineering. And 15-year-old wisdom was wisdom that at 15 was already um, had some experience with reading, drawing, and interpreting building plans, and understanding that computers are systems that implement exactly what they are given, right? So based on that, explaining to 15-year-old wisdom, I would go with the analogy of having a building, a house, a building, of course, and having a specific room in that building, and having a table side, a table side, a bedside stool with a remote on top of it. Now, the instruction specifically is we want a system that somebody walks in and picks the remote from that specific room, from that specific tabletop, right? Now, a tester is basically going to ensure that there's a process that ensures that somebody cannot go in jumping through the fence, but rather goes in through the gate. Somebody cannot go in and pick the remote from the kitchen counter and not from that room. And
Hmm.
then the the tester assigns ensuring that there's a process that makes sure that the person can only go into pick specifically from that place and no other way, right? And then also the tester does the work of confirming that that process is put into place, right? So the tester ensures that the process is there and that the implementation of the the logic is carried out. So I think I'd explain it that way to my 15-year-old self, because in the absence of quality assurance in that case, somebody can go in and pick it from any other place. Those are unexpected situations that would arise. So I think I'd explain it to my 15-year-old self that way. I mean, 15-year-old wisdom that was interested in cars and engineering and computers. So
Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You have done a very good justice to, explaining to your 15. I mean, would I have understood if you explained to me like that 15 years old? Well, I was very, I believe I'm very smart when I was 15 years old. So I think I would get it. Okay. Lastly, we understand that Ghana still have very good network. That's the part of Africa that don't have good network. But I mean, with our brothers, they are brothers and sisters. We forgive them. We forgive them. But anyways, I'm sure if she heard me saying it like, no, Ghana is the best. Ghana is the best. Duh. All right. So hopefully we're able to get about. So last word from you. What is your take home, about the book, and to everyone? What's your take home to anyone? Just the last word from you. Wisdom, you can go, then Anu and Maro go next. And hopefully if Teresa is here by then, she would round up. All right? Wisdom, you can start.
so very quickly, I'd say that when it comes to quality assurance, the ABC of software testing is the perfect recipe in your hands. That's a quote from the book itself. So yes, it's the perfect recipe that combines simplicity that is relatable to the least experienced, up to the most experienced, and then runs from just about when computers started from being so just not complex to now so complex, and that understanding that with further complexity in computer system designs, software designs would be the higher need for quality assurance. So that's it.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Anu.
Okay, so my take home from the book ABC of Software Testing is, is hear me?
We lost you a little. I think your phone is ringing.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. So my take home will be that everyone deserves to read ABC of software testing, right? From both the a software tester, whether you're in the field or not in the field, right? Even for, let me say, for instance, like a parent, you just want to have a knowledge of software testing. This book is made, software testing very simple. And I could actually like resonate with every of the speaker that spoke today on the fact that, oh, if they had like read something like this earlier, from someone that pivoted from from the health field into the testing space, this book simplified software testing in the simplest way ever. I remember reading chapter 1 where he talked about the history of internet era and things like that. So it just like made me remember those times as a child when I took computer courses. It just like brought back that memory of a fresh start of what computer is all about and things like that. Then it's very informative in a sense that it contains less jargons, very much informative. The software testing book I lay my hands on while pivoting was one very large book that it took me over a month to read, and I couldn't even understand everything about software testing until I got on the job. So it's a very informative book. It's a book that like it demystifies so many myths that we've heard about. For instance, talking about manual testing and automation testing, they are the only functional and non-functional testing. They are the types of testing, right? It just demystifies that, breaking it down to levels of testing and the type of testing. So I would say that it's a great book not just for, because if for me, reading it from the start, like if reading it from the beginning, from the computer eras, right, it just made me feel like I was like that younger version of myself reading something like this and understanding it. So it's not just for software testers, it's actually like a book for everybody. I feel that this book should actually like be in schools where where they teach when they educate young people about technology, they can actually have it in their schools and teach them about software testing to really help them, you know it will really help anyone pivoting into this testing field. It will make their journey seamless for them. Thank you.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. And even as a matter of fact, probably there's a video I'll be playing very soon where I was just at the for those that are not in Nigeria, we have a football stadium, even though we used to play ball here. But yes, we have a national stadium here in Lagos State, where just this is last week or last 2 weeks, if I'm not wrong, and they had over 5,000 secondary school students there where I went to speak. And it just brings me back to a lot of memories to when I started my I did, of course, I've never started career there. When I was in secondary school, I was not even thinking of my life tomorrow. How much more thinking about a career? But right now, they're already exposing kids to technologies, to AI, to doing projects, and tech thing, which we're going to talk about later. Happens to be part of those pioneering that training people who are teenagers to become tech professionals. And of course, guess one of the courses that we are teaching them, software testing. So imagine they are going to be sitting in your office probably in the next 1 year with probably a 15 to a 20 years old girl or boy working as a software testing professional while still in year 1 or year 2 in school, right? So yes, I mean, that's an absolute feedback that I do really appreciate. Thank you for sharing that, Anu. And we'll try our best to ensure that the book gets to every door. I mean, we are pushing to get it to every CTO, to every CEOs, and to every tech professionals, to software testers, to those aspiring, and even to secondary school and teenagers to lay holds on them. So yes, that's super amazing. Teresa, you are here. I don't know if you can hear us. Is there any general feedback you have to say about the book? If your network will allow, you can unmute your mic because you are currently muted. If not, so that's no.
Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
For that, it just had some light on that. So sorry. Okay, so generally, my overview of the book is, I think this book should be, as I don't know who was speaking before I joined, it should be placed in school's library, because when I was reading it, I could actually like see myself as like a 10-year-old girl trying to understand what software testing is. And the world we live in today, we have kids in primary school who are doing tech stuff. So having this book in those schools and in the libraries is really going to be a good thing to them. So generally, we can you can make the book open to even the public libraries. Well, of course, you pay before you get it, because the funds is quite important. Like on a more serious note, we should have it open to everybody, because it's teaching you like the fundamental of software testing. Looking at how the book talks about like a 10-year-old boy having the explanation of what it is, you can just imagine a primary student also having that same explanation. It's really going to be something good to them. So that's like my overview of the book in general. Thank you.
Amazing. Like you have rightly mentioned, beyond just dropping, because of course, if you are an author, you are meant to drop a printed copy of it in the National Library, public library, which there is a copy there. But like you had also mentioned rightly, there should be copies of the book there for anybody who is interested to pick up. Right. Funny thing that it's not really that expensive to put them there. So yes, that is another feedback I'll be taking and see how to ensure that the books are in public places. So yes, once again, thank you so much to our speakers. It's so great to have you all here. I mean, that was such a very wonderful session. Guys, did you learn anything? Did you learn anything? I need to see the comment section popping. What are the things you learned from what they have said? I mean, one thing that stood out for me is the fact that these are the people reading the book. They are not jobless, so they are not idle. They're actually working and they are able to read the book end to end within a very short time. I love the fact that it was very easy for them to read. Imagine having like a whole lot of textbook and you want to introduce somebody to tech with it. Definitely is not going to work. So yes, that was such a fantastic one. And yes, to round up our session today, we are moving to the end of it. Yes, this is a very short clip I will play, just 1 minute of it.
Certified Academy. She has trained over 5,000 young people in software testing.
So I'm going to be playing you short clips of this book in the media already, and there are more media publications that you'll be seeing in coming days. Okay, so this is our book being featured on Silverbed, so you can listen.
Make us gain some respect in the League of Nations. We used to be known for, when we come back, software testers from Nigeria to the world, looking at the story of a young Nigerian lady redefining that industry across Africa. Our guest is a prominent figure in the tech industry, particularly known for her contribution to software testing and quality assurance across Africa. She recently launched the first ever software testing book out of Africa. We're glad a Nigerian wrote this one. Through her Testify Academy, she has trained over 5,000 young people in software testing, helping them switch to tech careers. She has featured in Forbes and invited to speak in major tech events around the world, including the London Tech Show. She founded Testify Limited, a software testing consultancy that has made significant in the factory to being among the top 9 women in tech in Nigeria. Talk to us about your journey.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I worked as a customer representative in a factory, and that was.
Sorry, I don't want to make you
do not understand what tech was all about. Even though I had studied my undergraduate in computer science, then I went ahead to do my NYSC, and because of NYSC, I would say CDS did me well. I started hearing about tech. I knew I did computer science, but I just didn't know there was more to that. And I remember working in an IT firm where the CEO then had asked that, what can I do? I mean, typical undergraduate, I was like, I could type, I could use Excel. We were like, okay, I mean, skill set, what can you do? And that's the way the whole hunting started. Started making research about the different, skill set I could do. And then I found tech to be something I could do. Then I went through different skill set. I learned about from web development to product management to Scrum Master to UI UX. I worked on those fields and I had little short experiences on each of them before I found software testing. And like they say, the rest is an history.
The rest they say is history.
So I don't want to bore you. Definitely to be made available for everybody to, I'm going to be dropping the link in the comment section. So you have the link to the video to watch. I don't want to bore you with it. Definitely. I don't want to bore you with it. All right. But we are there in the news, so you can definitely watch that. I also believe that we have another one on channels. So yes, as usual, I'm just going to play 1 minute snippet again on that particular one as well. Okay.
Will create a stunning ebook direct from your content, whether it's a Microsoft Word. This AI tool will create a stunning ebook direct from your content, whether it's a Microsoft Word document.
There's a new book in town, ABC of software testing. That's a very important subject there. Those of us in tech will understand how crucial software testing is. Well, this new book explores the subject, and when it was launched, we were there. Enjoy this.
Ibironke Yekinni, a full-stack engineer, has guided tech enthusiasts and rookies to launch her maiden book, ABC of Software Testing.
Did you find more defects when they put it in production?
Yekinni, an expert who spent years conducting software testing on web applications, mobile applications, and hardware applications, documents her experience in the book to provide an introduction into the field of software testing.
When there's a change, they want you to give feedback.
In her review of the book, Grace Adebola Adekunle, a quality assurance and test specialist, lays out the interesting features of the book.
Just like, a day in the life of a busy woman, or a day in the life of a housewife, a day in the life of a business analyst. So what do you do on day-to-day basis? That is what Ibironke is telling you here. That you can actually use her book to aid your journey, to settle down, to integrate when you are testing. It's saying that, from start, from conception to completion, what do I need to do? When a project is assigned to me, what do I do first? What do I do next? In what sequence will I do this until I complete the journey, until I complete the process? Right? That is what is on chapter 4. So this book is so rich that you must have a copy at least.
Panelists who are all tech experts also speak of what readers should anticipate from the book.
If we have different pills, right? So we have chloroquine that is bitter but does the job. We have a tetracycline that is not bitter but it smells but does the job. And we have a multivite. I think I'll put this book in the category of a multivite.
Looking at what some of the images are, that I saw in the book, and it just made me flash back to really how far we have come. This book for me also made me remember many times when you're a leader, you're working every day, it's easy for you to forget how far we have come in the technology industry. So it was even like a refresher course for me. She was talking about things around Fortran, all of those old, technology that we are totally forgotten about. Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you. Thank you so much.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, the first software testing book launch in Africa, the ABC of software testing. Congratulations to Ibironke Yekinni, the author, the writer, the brain behind this very first in Africa. Please, can we put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen? Added to that, can we please make some noise?
Book is actually a combination of hard work. It's going to There's so much in this book for everyone to learn.
I'm not into software testing, but from hearing, the fireside chats from the writer of the book herself, and also from the panel section that held, I was able to understand that software testing is beyond, checking for bugs. It is more or less like a process where you have to get a kind of precision, and when you have to attain a level of attention to details. So it's more or less like you have to be attentive to details so that you'll be able to get to the root cause of what defects software, what defects programs, and all that. So
the author, who has empowered over 20,000 people through emails, events, videos, courses, and coaching programs, speaks on how she intends to impact more people.
Generally, the book is meant to create an awareness for both users, for tech professionals, for C-levels executives, the CEO, the CTOs, the COOs, and even government parastatals to start paying more attention on quality of products that are being released within their countries.
ABC of Software Testing is a resource for any.
Guys, that I can't. There's so much. So I'm not even going to go into much again. I feel like this is more than enough for you to know that. I mean, by now, if you are not convinced before, you need to have a copy of this book. I think by now you're already convinced and more than enough to convince. There is so much media coming up, both on the Punch, the Guardians, and many other newsletters are coming. There are other blogs, platforms like Tech Cabals and the rest that have also spoken about the book that I'll be sharing in coming days. But just follow me on my LinkedIn page and you get all the information that is necessary. And sometimes it can be overwhelming to write, but trust me, I will always drop something at least about it and drop every link necessary. If you are not in the Testers Quarter community, regardless of the country you are in, this is a community you also want to be in, because all the drills and the honey is there as well. More publications to come, definitely. And I still have like loads of interviews that I've not even granted on this week, because I mean, I have a job. I have a job. So this is not all that I'm doing, right? So as information comes, I'll be sharing. For those that are asking how to get into the book and order it right away, I would definitely say for now, I'm praying and believing that before the end of this month, it was previously on Amazon, and that was how Nathaniel was able to order the book. And all of a sudden, we are no longer on Amazon. And Amazon now uses AI to accept or reject. So we are trying to sort that out. But you know very well, once you get on Amazon, you will not hear what. I'm going to shout it on the rooftop, and you're definitely going to get a copy of it. For those of you in Africa, in Nigeria, in every way possible, go to Seller and order your book. For those that are in Ghana, you can order your book on Seller in different currencies, and you will definitely be able to get your book by the end of this year. I pray Ghana community allow me to come. Of course, they want me to come, but I pray my work makes me come this time around. So I'll be coming back again to do this book launch with you. They are planning so seriously about it, and I'm sure that before the end of this year, we'll do something magical in Ghana as well. Testers in Ghana. I mean, outside Africa, we are not coming this year. So probably next year we'll see each other. And by then, there'll be more than one book to launch. So yes, go to Seller right away and you can order the book. The link is on the screen. Just use BitLink of FST book launch, FST pre-order. And if you want the long URL, then of course I will drop it right away in the comment section so that you can, pick it up using the long URL as well to access it. Either the long URL or the short URL, any URL you choose to use, the book is available. It's 10,000 naira in Nigerian currency. And let me check in USD. I think it's less than 20. Yeah, $20. And if it's in Ghana cedis, yes, it's 117 Ghana cedis. Okay. But yes, I intentionally make it affordable because I don't want a situation that looks like when I started my journey and I could not afford a book of my career. So it's intentional. Maybe the next one might not be this cheap, but yes, it's intentional. And I still have books to give away. So I'm still looking for content. So you can write content. You have seen the physical launch, you have seen the virtual launch. So you have a lot of content to write. So write content and you might just be the winner of a copy of the book for free, either in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, in Africa, or even outside Nigeria in US generally. Okay, so yes, you can place a copy of the book. All right. What next? I think we are done, but just to be sure, let me go back to the slide. About Testify, I think we already know about Testify from all the details that Faith already shared, so I don't want to bore us with it again. We have Academy, where we do all the training or software testing. Like somebody was telling me of recent reading the book, like, you do not know that I was your first cohort student as far back as 2019, particularly the first cohort of Testify ran in September 2019. And as of today, we are graduating to cohort 25. So you want to go into Testify and check out the different courses we have. Our courses are affordable. They are a gateway to help you start and get a job, not just to learn testing. Okay, just go to academy.testifyltd.com and explore the courses that we have. For the consulting, if you want us to test your product for you and we want it done within the shortest time possible, consulting at testifyltd.com is your go-to. And of course, we help companies to hire the best of the best. Some of you know in the community, you have gotten some opportunities, you have gotten some good deal as a result of this. We help to interview talents and outsource them to companies for a good opportunity. And thankfully, we have a job board on our community platform where our AI application connects with Europe job board. This is specifically from Propel, our community partner. They get job from Europe and send it to our community. And I've seen people secure jobs in Netherlands, in the Europe, just by that alone. I've also seen Black Skill that helps us to get jobs from the US and the likes of them. So you want to take advantage of this. If you don't know where to start off in career, the 1 month mentorship program is Career Starters Launchpad that I do. But this is very time bounded. We are not doing it again this year until next year. And it is always very affordable. I don't know. Somebody was telling me one time that you're always doing everything affordable. How do you even make money? If the goal is to make money, definitely I'll be having just 1 or 2% in my course because I'll be charging you in dollars. But the goal is not to make money. The goal is to make sure that as much people as possible is equipped enough. Then once all of you are equipped, I can start charging you in dollars. Of course, this is for teenagers. You have your younger brother or your younger sisters who are in secondary school right now or year 1 in university. You want them to get started with their career in tech generally, be it from software development to mobile development to data analysis to software testing, of course, to product design to product management. You want to enroll them into tech team. This is a whole different world entirely. I have teenagers talking to me about technology and I'm blown away. They are going to be doing demo presentation. They are going to be talking about business models. They are going to be doing live internship with organization and getting paid, even as a 16-year-old teenager. That is tech team world for you. And we have a whole tech team community where you have like the real Gen Z. That is where they are. I don't know if I'm still sharing my screen. I want to believe I'm sharing my screen. Yes, so awesome. Then the last one is, of course, the community. Like, if you are not part of the network, I don't know where else you are in the world. These are ways to get yourself started. I do mentorship for free. I don't do it regularly again, but I do mentorship for free for people. So be part of the community. It's free. Just click on join community button, fill up the information and join the community and you are in. It's so easy peasy. And every weekend, like I'm going to show you very soon, we are always having a mentorship session. We are always having a training class. If you are not having a private mentorship, we are having a general class session with everybody. So be part of the community. Right now, as of today, as far back as I know, we are still the largest software testing hub in Africa today. We have close to 2,000 community members that we are going to be affirming from next year. So by next year, you're going to be collecting your badge as a member of this community, and you will know what it means when you have that badge. It's not just to have a badge, it's to have a meaning. Other information that I have for you here today is about the Testers Quarter community. We know we are doing a lot of things before now, but right now we are putting so much structure. Content, sharing of success stories and tailored content for African products quality engineers, capacity building for technical and leadership skills. Some people have reached out to me and said, Princess, I'm the only tester in my company. How do I grow? Some people don't even, after they have become a test manager, they don't even know how to grow from there. So also going to be having mentorship for both beginners and experts. All right. This is our remaining calendar for the year. You can just screenshot this page I'm showing you right now and keep it with you. This is all we have for this year. After today, if you want to know what is next, is October 5. And we are going to be having a webinar session, Understanding Product Architecture and Technical Documentation Review by the Chief Engineering Manager of Remita. His name is Mike. He's in Canada. He's going to be having this session with us. So you are not limited to just writing test cases. And there is more. There are deeper stuff in testing. There is deeper stuff in tech that if you are not well equipped for, you will just feel like, I know test case, then I'm fine. But that is not all. You need to understand how to review architecture. You need to know how to write technical documentation. You need to know how to review from a developer's perspective. How do you go into different databases? How do you go into different environments to review things? These are the things you are going to be learning on October 5. Okay. Then we also have October 12. We have speakers already, right? Maximizing the use of Microsoft Azure as a software tester. CI/CD pipeline workflow, October 19. Cloud computing for free course, October 26. And November, we have the game. We have our Testers Quarter roundtable for all the different chapters of Testers Quarter. We have our career rebranding clinic on November 16. So we are going to be having branding. We are going to be having career growth. We are going to be having HRs. We are going to be doing a lot of career rebranding because we are going to 2025. I don't know about you, but me, I want to make money in other currencies like Europe, like pounds, and this is somewhere you want to be. And of course, which I'll be talking about next, Testers Quarter 2.0. If you're in 1.0, I want to see in the comment section. This is 2.0, is going to be lit. We have confirmed speakers, the CTO of Flutterwave, the product manager for MoneyPoint, the CTO of NigerPay, the CTO of Remita. We have like Council of Elders panel session. We are going to, it's a whole lot when I get there. November 30 is our vision board. So December 7 is roadmap to building a sustainable software testing career in your 40s. So that you're already 40s, does not like, I don't think I can start a career. There is a roadmap. Of course, you're already of age to start a career at that level, but do you know that there is a very cheat code to starting a career at that age and excelling at it within 10 years, within 5 years? Fasten your seatbelt and join us on December 7. There's a new tool for the ball game that we are going to be sharing with you on December 14. And on December 21, Testers Quarter end of the year party, EOIP. And then we close for the year. And of course, January 11, 2025 is our Happy New Year party. Just screenshot this page if you have not. Just screenshot it, and just go and lock all your calendar. Go and lock everything. Okay, you don't want to miss any of these sessions. Okay, from next week Saturday to the end of the year is an amazing one. So next year, Q1 and Q2, we are focusing on physical training in Lagos, Ibadan, and Abuja. And of course, any other part of the world that will be present. We are going to be hosting the Testers Leadership Conference. Details coming later. Mentorship for software testers between the 0 to 3 years of experience. There's going to be a mentorship coming up for you between Q1 and Q2. Q3, we are going to be doing a lot of Euro campaign for some of you that are doing fantastic job. We are going to be celebrating you. And of course, we are going to be syncing to the Product Quality Engineering Qualification Board to ensure that you all get certification and get assessed as a quality engineer. Not just to do ISTQB exam and get certificate. And in the real sense, what you're doing is not equating to a quality tester. In fact, I notice nowadays that even people that have never even worked before are doing the exam, passing it and having the certificate. But it does not apply here in the APQB certification board, because this one, physical interview, live question, you're going to be asked question by someone in the build for 20 years. You're going to be answering them. You're going to be doing assessment framework. It's mind-blowing. That's by Q3. And by Q4, we are going to be doing more of capacity building, mentorship for professionals who are 7 years above, who wants to become the chief, quality engineer. We're going to be having celebrations and a lot like that in Q4. About Techie Me Testers 2.0. That is like our end of the year party for all tech professionals. End of the year party for all tech professionals. It is not just testers, okay? So when you think about tech professionals, we work hard throughout the year, right? Behind the screens. We even go for conferences, we go for webinars, we go for workshops. But we really find time to unwind. You get some people to go to club. People go in different sections, end of the year party that goes on in the organization. But Techie Me Testers is where you have time to unwind and connect with other professionals. So this year, we are going to be having a hot debate between developer, testers, and product managers. We are going to be having fireside chats. We are going to be having three roundtable panel sessions. We have one that is called the Council of Elders. Only CTOs, general managers, and VP of engineering and product are on that table. Talking about like 6 different CTOs and VP of engineering across Flutterwave, Paystack, and the likes of them. We are going to be having one for professionals who are just a mix of developers and testers. And lastly, we have one, a very hot one, that talks about health, money matters, marriage and relationship, and of course, faith and a lot of things. So you can see that there is no talk tech, and there's no demo, there's no presentation, there's no hands-on workshop. It's just the end of the year hangout. There's going to be games. If you're in last session, you definitely know that we had like 15 different games for you to play, loads of music to dance to, foods and drinks. We already partnered Nexascale and of course Ministry of Testing Lagos, and all of this is for a token of 10,000, which is barely up to $10. It's not even up to $10. We are still using the zone in Bagada, and the early bird will finish by the end of this month. and let's say max October 5, you're no longer paying 10,000, you'll be going to 15,000. And at the end of October, you'll be moving to 20,000 naira. So if I were you, I'll sign up already. We are going to be doing a vision board as well at the session, and that's all about Techie Meet Testers 2.0. So if you are interested, you should sign up already. If you're on this call, you should be signing up already. And the link to sign up is already displayed there. Bit.link of Tech Hangout 24. Bit.link/Tech Hangout 24. That's the link you use to sign up immediately. As of today, it is 10,000 naira. When is it happening? It is happening on the 23rd of November. So I know you still have like 1 month to plan, but early bird, early price. November 23rd, 2024, Saturday, of course, at the Zone in Bagada. And yes, register and be part of it. Yes, lastly, the biggest product quality leadership conference. Product quality. I'm not seeing any feedback, comments, reply. Am I still live? Am I still live? Is anybody hearing me? Am I still live? Please, I need comments to know if I am still live. Am I still live? Before I go ahead, please, I want to know. It's so quiet here. It's so quiet here. Adobe, Faith, anybody? Yes, I am live. Oh, okay. Thank God. I was thinking I was the only one. All right. So lastly, we have the Product Leadership Conference coming up 23rd to March 30th, 2025. It's a 1 week long conference, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is virtual. Friday and Saturday is on site. Friday is talking about how to migrate to other countries legally. You're going to be doing live hackathon. And yes, hopefully Selenium is going to partner with us this time around. We are going to be getting different, programming platforms to partner with us, Cypress and the likes of them. We are going to do testathon. We are going to be doing health share, profession. There's a whole lot, but more details will be shared. But you need to know that early bird is already on. People are already signing up. The early bird price is 350K for beta testers, 380K for solution architect, visionary leader is 450K, and you can pay in installments. Imagine paying 50K every month from now to March. You can always pay in installment. But this is a leadership conference you do not want to miss. While the normal price will start from next year, so we have activities. There's too much activities load up. For, of course, it's 1 week conference. There is 4 days intensive virtual workshop. There is tester leadership conference. There is hybrid testathon with a winning prize worth over 20 million naira. There is live interview and job securing. There is a gala, dinner, and award night. There is city tour, boat cruise, art painting. There is professional headshots, beauty makeup, health check. There is wall of fame. There is welcome box for anybody that signs up that contains t-shirts, flags, notepad, and eye protector glass. There is certification of participation. There is access to 5 days of tester support care for help and inquiry. So meaning that while you are working in your office throughout that week, if you have any question on any subject matter, you can call us and we will help you resolve it. There is, if you want to immigrate to Canada, UK, Australia, Germany, we are speaking with, immigration organizations to come and show you the step-by-step guide through global talent visa, through work, through education, right? Next fall is going to be coming. Yes. So you can go through MBA programs. We are going to be doing demos of products. So in case your organization have product that they are going to be launching, you want to tell them to show up. Professional group photo shoot for industry leaders that we are going to be having in our magazine, interactive panel session, opportunities for you to get mentored by peers globally, 1 week of virtual technical support for product testers, and loads more. Okay, your welcome box is a whole tester's bag that has all those, that has a lot of gifts for you inside. So this conference is not limited to just tester. This is somewhere developers are going to be present, testers are going to be, product managers, designers. There are lots of people that are going to be present. We are speaking with organizations that are going to sponsoring them. So in case you also want to tell your organization to sponsor you, yes, this is a kind of organization that, these are kind of conferences the organization sponsor you for. Okay, so if your company said they are interested in you or growth, and is there any program at all you want to attend, tell them about Product Quality Leadership Conference that is happening in March, and you would love them to sponsor, so they can plan to sponsor you next year. Start telling them now. Okay? That will be all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, different prices: visionary leader package, solution architect package, and beta testers package. And of course, there are different values for each one of them, and what you are going to be getting for each one of them will be there. Just follow Testers Quarter on all social media platforms, and all the information will be shared with you, including this one as well. Okay. Again, all I'm going to say is from now, you're not going to be hearing from me in person until November 23. Please, let's make it a memorable event together as a community. Developers, product managers, testers, find your way there, pay for it, and let's make it a magic together. Once again, thank you so much to the speakers, to the attendees for making this session a wonderful one. Catch you in the community next week, and can't wait for another learning time. If you haven't joined us, visit testersquarter.com and join us right away. I don't know if we have DJ in the room. Please, I need music to say bye-bye to everyone. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's have a great day ahead. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you. I appreciate your presence. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Just a little and a little bit more. But the truth is, I just can't get enough. Blow me a whistle, can you fire me a gun? Oh, your love is my trigger. Oh, your love is my drug. Oh, yeah, put it in practice. Give me all of your emotions. Oh, yeah, solid cookie. Oh, yeah, suki delay. What you're doing is in madness. Can I put you on my canvas? You're making me feel like an artist. Oh, you make a cinnamon, you could make a cinnamon, go turn righteous. Oh yeah, good. Can you do as I do? My feel shako, my feel bad, oh, make me do like a fool. Oh yeah, give me move, my so me know. Can I hold on to you? Cause ain't nobody could love you like I do. Oh yeah, do me like oh, can you love me like can you love me like? Oh yeah, send me go shake out. I need me go shake out. Can you love me like can you love me like? Oh yeah, I see the vision. You want me the same direction? Oh yeah, love me one time, two times, till you run out of affection. Oh yeah, so pure, you're so true. Ooh, oh your love is so contagious, and you will never have to question my love. You will never have to doubt us. Oh yeah, move, oh yeah, good. Can you do as I do? My feel shako, my feel bad, oh, make me do like a fool. Oh yeah, give me move, my so me know. Can I hold on to you? Cause ain't nobody could love you like I do. Oh yeah, do me like oh, can you love me like can you love me like? Oh yeah, send me go shake out. I need me go shake out. Can you love me like can you love me like? Oh yeah, move, oh yeah, good. Can you do as I do? Oh yeah, give me move, my so me know. Can I hold on to you? Can I hold on to you?
Are you a STEM professional and are looking to apply for U.S. permit?
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.